evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. Now, we are a dwarf short this evening. Ha 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 ha. Dwarf short, get it? Oops. No, okay, no, I get it. That's fine. You don't have to laugh, it's not funny. You don't have to laugh. Anyway, so what we can do is have a look where we were last time. So, with the boat heading safely out of the harbour thanks to snow and yet nearly, you make it to open water, a sight not many of you have seen before. The boat seems to be sailing, the inland sea is calm, the watches are taken, and Kel is happy for Miet and Snow to be assisting him. The first watch passes without too much incident, and then Celeste and Trelador take over. Trelador staying below decks to watch over Florian, just in case. Kel seems a little concerned about an approaching boat, but when Celeste asks him about it, he thinks it should be okay, and goes to the prow of the boat to take a closer look. Trelador, meanwhile, sees Florian having a disturbed sleep once more. The approaching boat is getting far too close for Kel's liking, so he sends Celeste to wake the captain while he rings the alarm bell, waking everyone up. The captain orders all but essential personnel and those with ranged weaponry down below. He then makes some heroic manoeuvres as the now identified as the Antiva boat tries to bring her cannons to bear. Shooting fire arrows at the Antiva's sails soon has it ablaze. Still, nobody has managed to see anyone aboard. The captain manages to get you back on track and commends you all for your help. Down below, Florian reveals he now has 5 heart-shaped wounds that are looking more and more like the symbol of the temple from the broken heart. While discussing what this could mean, what they should do about it, there is a low thump and an explosion as the boat is rocked as the Antiva seems to explode in the distance. You all rush up to the top of the boat to see it ablaze on the horizon. And that is where we'll pick it up this evening.
I have a question pertinent to the end of the last game, which I desperately need to ask.
Okay.
Nat, when Celeste cast her ritual, did you tell Miette that her bag pinged?
I don't think we've got that far.
That's okay.
We kind of established that about Florian, and then that was about it.
Yeah, there was a dramatic reveal and a cliffhanger.
Yeah, you did see that Miette's bag was lit up, but I don't think you'd actually told anyone what you'd seen yet. It was just you seeing what was magical.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Celeste finishes her ritual and sees what she expects to see, and Miette's bag, what would you like to do? Nobody?
Florian's still in contemplation after what York told him about his ritual.
That's true.
From last time. Trying to think things through.
Yes, because you had the revelation that there was some magic happening, but it wasn't on you.
Yeah, and there's like tendrils which were emanating to like a link from somewhere.
Flowing to somewhere, but it's somewhere far away, so you don't know where it is.
I would hazard a guess that the spell that is affecting you has probably been cast on your sister.
I do believe that is definitely what is happening. It's this twin thing
Yes,
link.
because of the fact that your twins are already connected by something even more mystical. I think that's just made the connection between you even deeper.
It hasn't given us a time frame though, has it? If there's a summoning, if there's a spell being taken place of my sister, I don't know still where she is or how long we've got. I mean, this has happened in what, 2 or 3 nights? As far as we're aware, there's one more piece of this spell to go, and I don't know much about magic, but if it's completed, everything else is.
Perhaps if the spell does get completed, it will give you some kind of clue as to what is going on.
Just hoping it's not too late by then.
I hope so too. But whatever happens, I will endeavour to assist in any way that I can.
Well, thank you, Celeste. It's very kind of you to say so.
I know what it's like to care about family.
If this assistance requires us to tear down the temple that you hold dear.
I hope it don't come to that.
Well, it would seem that it's not all love and light.
I don't think it's the temple per se. That last feeling, as I put it, from the panic from Dakota. It's like she wasn't surrounded by people. We had this conversation. It could be anything, but let's hope it's not the temple and it's something trying to imitate it. Hey, Melissa?
Well, in all my time at that temple, as far as I know, I've been there since the start. We ain't never done anything involving this kind of magic. This ain't the kind of stuff we do.
Perhaps you don't. Sorry, you're in court.
We're heading to your city now, aren't we? Where your temple is?
Yeah.
Why don't we do some investigating when we're there? On the
No, and I'll kind of nod at Yorick and Gus and kind of say, that does remind me. We're heading to Dar.
Right.
Y'all best keep yourselves safe there.
as we do everywhere.
No, that means
More
you
so.
don't take what people say at face value. You don't go off just as you please.
Dar is full of con men and tricksters. I know, I've had my own run-in with a few of them.
People that would try and divest you of all of your wealth.
And many more.
And take advantage of your good nature.
So I should be very suspicious of people like you and Florian, should I then, Melissa?
Precisely.
Perhaps
You don't know if a temple's genuine or just some front to get gold.
But if you're telling me that, and you're from Dar, and I shouldn't trust people from Dar, then I shouldn't trust what you're saying.
I kind of
But then if
Give
that's
us-
the case, you can't not trust what they're saying either.
Oh, I know.
I give a side eye to Snow as kind of a help.
perhaps you should both wear a cloak around you to cover your armor and cover the gems, because people will try and take them. Because here are a few unscrupulous folk.
Do I know of any particularly dangerous temples in Dar that people are going to want to avoid?
Make a history check.
15.
15. I'll say. I mean, there are always temples sort of popping up and disappearing, but there are a couple of particularly unpleasant ones. There's the Temple of the Lost Soul, which you haven't had dealings with, but the rumours are that they take in vulnerable people, and those people are never seen again. And there's the Temple of Love and Light, which you encountered when you first got to Dar, and it seemed great when you first joined, but it is a weird cult, and people are brainwashed. You only just got away, but it is a thoroughly unpleasant. The foot soldiers of this particular temple do go out and coerce people into joining, and it is everything you'd expect of a cult. There's a particular priest that's head, who has married quite a lot of the cult members, and people give all their money to the priest in charge.
Yeah, there's two in particular you're going to want to avoid. There's Temple of the Lost Soul, and they just make people disappear. I've seen people go into that temple and never see them come out. But if there's any temple you want to avoid outright, and this is going to sound so suspicious, it's the Temple of Love and Light.
Oh yeah, I'm suspicious of those things.
That sounds quite up your street.
Well, yeah. If you think I'm bad, and you think I'm a cultist, you wait until you see Temple of Love and Light. They will coerce you, force you to join, marry you off to another member of the cult, and then you're stuck there.
You know,
I barely escaped
I can't marry
myself.
anyone but a dwarf.
Oh, no. They'll marry you no matter what. They don't care if there's any laws preventing it.
Is there a temple to Riox in Dar?
With
that?
the 15, you don't remember one, but I mean there are so many, it's difficult to keep track.
Familiar with the name. There is a good reason why they call Dar the Temple City. It's just temples. The bakery worships bread, the brewery worships mead. Kind of how the city works.
Sounds like a good life to me.
Yeah, until you get kidnapped off, put in chains, and sold off to goodness knows where.
Okay,
Yes, that's a terrible thing.
Celeste and Yorick, the boat seems to be pitching a little bit more than it was before. It's a definite sort of side to side motion which you're not encountered
Oh,
so far.
are we in some kind of storm? The boat seems to be. Does
Something
anybody else
happened.
feel it? Oh. I think there's something.
Throw a look.
Yes.
What's going on?
So you
Could
go
walk out and go up top.
You get up top, everything seems to be okay. Captain's in the wheelhouse. There's a couple of the crew just standing around, not seemingly unconcerned about anything.
Captain, everything okay?
Well, we had a little bit of turbulence, a bit of a storm, I think, brewing, but it's not. I don't think we will catch much. And he sort of points over to the distance. You can see a sort of black, low-hanging cloud.
I see.
But it's okay. We should miss it.
Very well, I trust your expertise.
But, you know, any questions, come up and ask all.
Thank you.
No problem. Would anybody like to make a perception check?
Yeah, we'll have a look, a bit of a look around, I think.
I'm up top.
To the prow.
Okay.
18.
22.
22.
17.
17. Okay.
16.
16. You'll see it. You can see this sort of bank of low-hanging black cloud that seems to be behind you, and off to where the direction of where the Antiva was burning. You can see that, still see that pillar of smoke, although it's much smaller and further away. You don't see anything else that could be causing this movement that you felt down below decks, but you don't feel it up top. But Celeste, you, as you're sort of looking over the side, you see breaking the surface some sort of fish, dolphin maybe, quite big, grey, just sort of poof, and up back under the water again.
I'm gonna just sort of walk all the way around and sort of inspect all the way around the bottom of the boat in the water.
So with your 22, you can see occasionally. You see about 3 of them on your trip around the whole boat. 3 of these dolphin-like creatures. They're not quite like dolphins. They're kind of, their fins seem to be really long, and they're strangely thin for dolphins, but you assume it's just, part of this world's subtle differences from yours.
Captain, there are some creatures around the bottom of the ship, and she'll describe them.
What we have here is the sea elves. They are nothing to worry about. They like to play with the boats. They tend to bump into us occasionally. There's nothing to worry about. They are harmless creatures. Well, not really creatures, but they're not. They used to be like yourselves. They used to be fully sentient beings, but there was a curse many centuries ago that the elders say sometimes that if you spend too long in the water, you will turn into a sea elf. But I'm sure it's just
Is Mia up on deck?
I don't know, is Miette up on deck? No, apparently not.
Okay. Thank you, Captain. That's
No worries. They are playful creatures, but we see them here when we come out into the bay. They are in the inland, and then they go through, and they like the rough current, so they go in through the straits out to the ocean. Rumor has it that they have a city down below the waves. But
that indeed would be an interesting find.
I dare say, but you would have to, I think, dive down quite a long way. I'm not sure it would be possible to get down. I don't know of anybody that has touched the bottom of this sea and lived.
No, I imagine it's not a lot of people coming back from something like that.
Rumor has it is a very long way down.
That I know for sure.
You do?
Well, there's so many unknowns under the water.
This is very true. I try to stay on top of the water. It's a lot more comfortable.
And very wise.
Indeed, I don't like my fur getting wet too much. I don't mind the spray, but swimming is not the greatest thing to do. But if you wish to swim, I will let you know when it is safer.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that.
You are most welcome.
But I'm more for places where I know the bottom is.
Very wise, very wise. Always good to know how many fathoms are beneath you.
Thank you, Captain. I'll leave you to your duties,
Okay.
and I will go and look for Miette.
And Miette is
Horatio's left still in the bunk room, I guess you'd call it.
still in the forward hold, as it were.
Finishing off the juggling ball.
Okay. Oh, give me another performance check.
Seven.
7. Yeah, there's not really an awful lot you can add here to the juggling balls. They're pretty basic. You've made them. You're just sort of tidying up, and yeah, you think they're probably finished. They're about as good as they're going to get.
Is anybody else around with me yet?
I think everybody else went up top. Is that right?
If I'm sticking with Florian, make sure he's okay. So I don't know where he is.
Yeah, I was going to go up top. I was going to wait for Nat to finish, and I had something to ask.
Okay, ask away.
I rolled really poorly on my perception, but I'm assuming that it would have been pointed out over time of like Celeste walking about and actually.
Yeah, you
Me
all
looking.
see, all of you that are up top see Celeste looking, and then the conversation with the captain about sea elves.
Yep, and the black in the sky as well, the storm.
Yeah.
I don't get any weird connection feeling to that, do I? With what's going on between me and Dakota, as if there was a presence.
Are you insight checking the storm, Billy?
I'm not
Sounds that
insight
way,
checking.
doesn't it?
It does, but it's as if it's not following or trying to follow us or anything like that.
Give me a nature check.
No, definitely not.
What'd you roll?
Natural one.
It's a storm.
It's a storm.
Probably really suspicious that there's a storm here. There
In the
wasn't
middle
one
of the
here
ocean.
earlier. Freaky.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so anybody else want to achieve anything up top before we head back down to see what Miette's up to?
I just want to say, nobody tell Gus about the sea elves. They'll probably try and adopt one.
That's a
I'm
fair
very,
point.
yeah, that is good point. We will have enough pets.
Okay, so Celeste, you walk downstairs to find Miette making something or fiddling with something. Gus is snoring in the corner.
Trying out the way.
May I speak with you?
Of course.
I noticed earlier when I was trying to figure out what was going on with Florian that you seem to have a magical aura emanating from your bag.
Which part of your bag?
Do I know specifically which part of the bag?
Not really. It was just, you know, that there's magic there. Sort of protected.
I don't know which specific pocket, I'm afraid, but
I think I know what that is.
fair enough.
That was a clear don't be so fucking nosy, wasn't it?
I don't know if you are familiar with any folk tales about the sea. The captain was just talking about sea elves. Didn't know if you knew anything about them.
Natural one.
You don't believe you've ever heard any tales of sea elves. That seems a bit of a stretch. What would elves be doing under the sea? That's insane. Why would anybody be under the sea?
No, that is a new story. Who told you?
The captain. He said that it was a story that those who spent too much time in the water became these strange fish-like creatures, and they have cities under the water, but it's so far down that nobody has ever come back.
Ah, I always knew my family was wise to recommend sandbats. Did you have any other questions?
No.
Then if you excuse me, I must talk to the captain. I must write the story down. Thank you for letting me know.
You're very welcome.
Yorick,
Yeah.
as you're standing, sort of looking out across this sea, you see again these sort of sea elf creatures. Seem to be more of them now. It's just sort of your passive perception. You're sort of just an awful lot of them. There's maybe 10, 15 maybe.
I'll go and up to the side of the boat and probably have a look out. Do they look like they're being threatening in any way, or just playful, as the captain said?
Make a quick perception check for me.
18.
18. I don't think you'd describe them as playful. I mean, they're just sort of cutting through the water. You know, like dolphins do, but they're just sort of swimming along. But every now and again, one of them will just sort of bash into the side of the boat, and then sort of rotate out. It's like they're doing it in a pattern somehow. So one of them will hit the boat, then sort of drift away, and then another one will.
You lot, look at these things. Grabbing a little headbutt of the boat. Sort of call anyone who's around from our gang.
I'll wander over.
Yeah, me too.
What do you make of these?
I'll watch for
Quite
the
a few
pram.
of them. I assume the boat me and Florian took going the opposite direction. We never encountered these kinds of creatures.
You did not, no. It's the first time you've ever heard of anything like this.
Is there a way to disperse them?
Well, we don't want to anger them if they're just plodding along. They do keep hitting the boat.
Don't
What
know
are
if they're doing any harm, and the captain doesn't seem to think they're anything to worry about.
I'll look about for the nearest member of the ship.
Sure. The nearest would be, if I could remember her name, that would be good, wouldn't it? Sorry, I do apologise. Where did I write that?
It's not Timu, is it? The one
Timu,
I-
yeah, sorry, I've literally just found it. So yeah, Timu is the nearest. She's sort of leaning up against the mast, just sort of watching you all.
Timu, they're normally this many elves bashing against the boat like this.
Pulls herself up, sort of stretches lazily and sort of wanders over to the side, heads over. Not normally this many, but they don't normally come with such numbers, no.
Just
Maybe
a
something's attracting them here.
little concerned.
Hey,
Oh,
Captain, look at this. Look at the... I take over. You see, she swaps, takes the helm as the captain wanders down. So, we have a lot more than I have ever seen. Interesting. They certainly want to do themselves harm on the boat, eh? Banging their
Yes.
heads like that, that's not a good thing to do.
Do you think they could damage the ship?
No, they are only soft creatures. Could you damage the ship with your head?
Yes.
Not just me, but maybe several of them.
If you hit it enough times, you would.
Oh, I'm sure that they will not do that. But as you watch, they are indeed doing that. They all seem to be hitting the same spot as well. It'd be nothing to worry about. We make this journey, so many times.
I'm not sure.
Would we know from the layout of the boat where they're hitting? What part?
They're hitting fairly near the bow. It looks as though it's below, it's obviously below the waterline, so it's below the cabin you're staying in.
Thinking there that is attracting these creatures.
I mean, we have some cargo, but nothing too exciting for sea elves. I mean, what could they want, huh? They are just creatures.
Oh, you'd be surprised. There can be some nasty creatures out there that not quite the determination to.
Maybe they want the same thing that the empty boat wanted.
The empty boat wanted something, you think? The Antiva, you mean?
Well, the Antiva had no crew, but it attacked us.
But there must have been crew. Or
Didn't
how
see
would it
no
sail otherwise?
person.
It's
I
true,
mean-
we did not see anybody, but
I mean, we personally have encountered malicious fog, so I wouldn't rule anything out just yet.
yes, Miette did say about the fog. So maybe the sea elf story is true as well, huh?
Are ghosts a known factor in this world?
Ghosts? Well, everybody's got a ghost story, yeah.
What's the story of the sea elves?
Well, it is said many years ago that the inland sea here was cursed, and anybody who swam for more than 10 minutes under the water would turn into a sea elf and be forced to live down in the depths in their city of doom.
Well, I don't suppose that they were given some kind of get out clause, were they? Like an amulet, but that found in the future, which would help them break that curse. Which,
Amulet in the future.
well, who
What?
knows? I mean, a
What?
story of people.
Is he okay? He seems a
I
little
think he's
wobbly in the head.
Yeah, I think he's been hit in the face a little too much
Ah,
recently.
yeah.
Oh,
I
I think
don't-
that the most likely is that these folks might be a little bit upset that they're doomed to such a curse and might be
You
wanting
think they're
to.
trying to get on board?
I think they're trying to get us into the water.
Oh, so we
When you
turned
look-
into sea elves. I like your thinking.
And be
I'm not sure
cursed
it's
at the
true,
bottom
but I
of the
like it.
water.
I don't think we'd make very good sea elves. Too much fat.
Yes,
But
I
they
don't-
do seem quite insistent on that point.
they do.
Just
Do they
beneath
not?
the water level.
Okay. He sort of reaches over and grabs a boat hook, so pushes it over the side. It's just hang on a moment. So, tries to bat one on the head, stop it. When he hits it, it's like, dunk. But it doesn't seem to make any difference. It just sort of disappears, and another one sort of smacks into the side. They are determined, are they
Is it
not?
worth checking out where that point has been hidden in the boat, if we can get to it, just to make sure?
I think perhaps.
Might be
Timo,
worth.
go below. Go below at the bow. Check the storage area on the port side. I will take the wheel. This is We will sort it out. Don't worry. It will be fine. He sort of saunters up to the wheelhouse and you see Timu going below.
I'm just going to kind of look over the edge of the water and just look at them.
Okay, make a perception check.
Perception, 17.
17. Yeah, these things are just continuing.
No will follow Timo.
Okay.
Do any of them look particularly... What's the word I'm looking for? Do any of them look larger or signify that they may be of higher status?
With
Some kind of leader?
17? No, they kind of all look similar. They're not wearing any clothes or decorations of any kind.
Who's with us at the minute? I'm asking everyone here. Who's with us near the side of the boat, talking?
I would have come back up after the conversation with Mia.
So everybody's there apart from Snow, who's just followed Timu down. Oh, no.
So, just a little bit quieter than normal, just so there's no crew overhearing or anything. But, don't suppose there's anybody who's got any more secret boxes or anything on them, have they? They're not after that, are they?
It wouldn't
I
surprise
got her
me.
last time.
Ain't none beyond what I know.
It might be the cargo that the captain's bringing, but it'd be rude to ask what he's transporting.
I'm not entirely sure. It's the captain.
Does seem to be those boxes are travelling around. I mean, we found 2 so far.
So,
Maybe someone should go down to the hold as well.
And who's to say that there ain't another one of those temples waiting for some kind of crystal? We found a fire one, we found an undead one. Who's to say there ain't a water one?
You think under the water there might be one?
I mean, if there's ones underground.
Should we start smiting these weird dolphin whale things then?
And Melissa has kind of got this like glittering red energy in her fingers, as though she's kind of readying an eldritch blast and thinking about it.
I'm not
Might I
entirely.
caution that any shots that you miss the creatures with may hit the boat and put us into an even more dire predicament.
And
Right.
remember, we are guests on this boat. We
It'd
should
also
act
have
as the
to be-
captain said.
It'd have to be a pretty dire shot if you aimed off the side of the boat and hit the boat.
This
If I
magic's
hang
on
off
me.
the side,
Well, one rough wave and that could be enough to throw off your balance.
I'd still have to be hitting up my own feet.
Maybe we just wait for Timu and Snow to come back up just to give a status report. See what the captain thinks.
So, Snow, as you follow Timu down, she goes down a stairway that's just to the right of your cabin entrance that you're staying in. She unlocks a door, goes through, and stops in the doorway. So, you come to assist me, huh?
Yes.
Marvelous, marvelous. I mean, you're quite nice, but you're not really my type. I can handle it, thank you.
2 eyes. 4 eyes are always better than 2.
If you say so, if you say so. So she opens and as she walks through the doorway, you can see some boxes and crates that are piled up, stacked pretty. I mean, you know from your time on boats that everything has to be stowed properly and tied down correctly. Looks like somebody's done a pretty good job here. She moves under some straps, moves to where the sea elves are seeing hitting the boat. She says, well, let me borrow your extra 2 eyes, huh? Take a look.
Of course.
Look, and there's just the wooden decking of the boat. Seems to be unaffected.
if I place a paw against it, can you feel the vibration of them hitting it?
You can, faintly. But there's nothing... It doesn't feel as though they're breaking anything. There's no sort of splintering or anything. There's just a thud, thud, thud. Should you make a perception check?
21.
21. Underneath the thud, you can hear a vague sort of scraping noise. It's very faint, almost too faint to hear. It's only because you're listening and you've got your hand, or your paw rather, on the side of the boat. So you can feel this thud, and there's a thud, and it's at exactly the same time as the thud each time. As soon as the thud is stopped, the scraping noise stops.
Timo,
Yeah.
they're not just bashing against the outside, they're scraping.
She puts her hand. So I hear, but it doesn't come from here, does it?
No.
It's... I don't know where it is. That's odd. Anyway, help me put these crates back.
Aye.
You put the crates back and she straps them back down again. So, let us go with our 4 eyes and tell the captain what we see, huh?
Of course.
And she waits for you to exit, closes the door and locks it behind her. Go up above decks. And as you guys see, Timu and Snow go up. Timu reports into the captain. So, Captain, we have some thudding and a small scrape every time there is a thud. Not sure what is happening or where it come from, but Mr. Snow here, he heard it first.
Yeah, it's if they're scraping the outside, would they be damaging the bottom of the boat?
I mean, scraping. It's difficult to say that it is damaging without having a look. I mean, Timo, you fancy a swim? She's like, no! Get Kel to do it.
This is now Fiddy being Fiddy.
Well,
How did both of these seem different? Are they acting strangely to when we first met them on the boat?
make an insight check. Because you like it when I say that.
I don't seem to think that getting Kel to do this would be a very good idea.
It's just diving down to look, to check the hull.
But he's smaller, he's more bite size.
He's smaller, he can swim quicker.
Non-natural 20.
You tie a rope around him, he'll be fine. Non-natural 20. I mean, they seem the same. Timu seems a bit standoffish today, but you're not sure whether that's just Timu being Timu.
I'll keep.
Unless, of course, one of you wishes to volunteer to try dive over the side and take a look. We can tie a rope around you.
I'll do it.
Okay, Mr. Snow.
I'm going to keep an
It
eye.
was a joke, but if you wish to do so.
An extra eye on Timu.
Oh,
As she
if we-
seemed different.
Do you really want to do this? I was just joking. We wouldn't normally send someone over the side. That would be insane. But by all means. Timu, tie a rope around him.
I'll do it myself.
She sort of steps back. Okay.
And he pulls the rope and he ties it so there's sort of like a loop, 4 loops in like a flower shape. And he puts his arms through 2 and his legs through the other 2. So it's
Okay.
almost like and he,
Make me a survival check, please.
ooh, I'm good at these. 17.
17. Yeah. Pretty solid from your time working aboard ships, you know. what to do, how to do it.
Snow, be careful. And I'll sort of tap him on the shoulder and give him guidance for when he goes down.
Okay.
Yeah, he basically just essentially strips down to his sort of trousers and just places all of them in the cloak and then folds the cloak over. But he leaves sort of like a brace, like a harness with a brace of knives around his chest.
Okay.
Cholador, maybe you can be his extra armor support for that rope.
Okay. I'll go and hold the rope.
Hold on tight.
Which side of the boat are you going off?
Did I get a sense where?
You did not. You could hear the scraping or almost feel it, but you
Okay.
no idea whereabouts on the hull it was
I
happening.
want to go off the opposite side to where they're banging.
So off the port side rather than start. Okay.
Yeah.
I will take the end of the rope and I will wrap it around myself and tie myself in, then brace the rope.
Okay. So
And very sort of, he'll step up on the side of the boat, very theatrically bow to everybody, and then sort of backflip into the water.
okay. As you hit the water, it's cold. An instant shock of cold water hits you. So, oof! This is a lot colder than the inland waterways that you're used to. And you go down, and there are grey bodies almost instantly surrounding you, brushing up against you. Smooth, strangely long fins, almost limbs. Looking and you can, yeah, you can feel. It's not quite hands, but something trying to grab at you, paw at you almost. It's a really disconcerting feeling. So, you're under the water. What would you like to do?
Can I see any damage or anything that they're doing to the
Make
bottom of the ship?
a perception check with disadvantage,
Guidance.
but with
Okay.
guidance.
Yeah, okay. It's a 9 and a 13, so that's 12 plus 4, 16 total.
16. Okay. So, as you sort of peer your way through these sort of grey bodies that are trying, it appears, to get in your way between you and the ship, you can see one of them appears to be directly below the keel. I mean, it's not a deep sided boat. They're not quite flat bottom, but they're not as a deep draft as a ship. So it does sort of come to a point, but they're not. It's not. It's quite shallow. You can see underneath one of these creatures appears to be swimming along upside down and just making a hole. Every time there's a thump, it tries to almost push this tool into the ship.
I'm going to move towards it.
Okay. Move towards. How much rope have we got? 50 feet?
Probably.
So I'd say there's a good 10 feet within the knots that you did. You've
Yep.
got another 5 feet round you, so you've got 35 feet of rope. Okay. So how close do you want to be? Do you want to be to this thing?
I want to get as close as possible.
Okay. Okay. They don't want you to get as close as possible. They're trying to obstruct you. So you can make a strength check to try and push them out of the way, or your choice. You can make a dexterity check to try and dodge through them.
I prefer to make a dex check.
I thought you might.
And anything that gets too close, I'm going to prick with the end of a dagger.
Oh, okay.
They literally just tap with the very tip. Just a straight dex check, yeah?
Yes, please.
20.
20. Okay. So you sort of slide through them. These things are like head pressing in on you. They're all kind of around you, trying to stop you from getting underneath the boat. Did you want to stick one of them?
Sort of just hold the two knives and have them out, and if they sort of come in too close and they jab themselves, so be it.
Okay. They don't seem to be catching your knives. They seem to be sort of bumping into your shoulders and your legs to try and keep you away from the bottom of the boat. You manage to get through a few of them, but they keep coming round. They keep coming back to keep you away from whatever this creature is doing.
So he's going to start sort of just jabbing.
Okay, make an attack roll, please.
It's a 16. 23.
So you hit roll some damage. And what I'll do is I'm going to halve it between the two attacks that you made.
Okay. Let's do the dagger, so it's D4. 7.
7. So you sort of hit out either side as you're trying to sort of pull yourself forward through the gaps between these bodies, and blood starts to erupt into the water, clouding the water even further. Meanwhile, up top,
I'm just going to be holding the rope and going, maybe we should have come up with some sort of signal before he jumped in.
Might have been prescient. I'm looking over the edge down where Snow went.
okay,
I'll be looking over the other edge where the creatures are.
okay.
I will
Make
be. Sorry.
those two perception checks.
I will be looking at Timu and seeing how she is reacting with Snow going overboard and how long he's been under there.
Okay. So, make your perception check as well. So, Melissa, what did you get?
Miet, how long can you hold your breath for? Just out of interest.
I've never gotten near water for that long.
Okay.
So, Melissa.
Natural 20 for 23.
Okay. You look over the side. You're looking over the side that
Snow went
dropped
down.
in. Okay. So you look down. And you can see the water's clear-ish, and you can see that. You watch him going down. And you can sort of see the glint of his daggers on his belt, and you can see his fur as it sort of sinks down into it. And then you can see these bodies sort of going around him and all over him, trying to stop him, getting between him and the ship.
They're
And then-
swarming him.
You see blood just clouding up through the water. Celeste, what did you get?
23.
23. So you look and you see these creatures sort of all seem to. There's still a couple of them banging into the side of the boat, but the majority of them have disappeared.
Do you see anything?
I see
See
blood, but I'm
Florian,
not sure.
what did you get?
14.
14. Tima is just sort of leaning up against the mast again, looking with an expression of amusement on her face. She thinks this is very silly.
Should I pull him up? Have you seen blood?
I'm not sure.
I imagine
Can
it's
I-
more likely to be from him than him defending himself.
Okay, so
than it
He's
being-
very skilled, but he's very outnumbered.
Does 19 hit you, Snow?
Yeah.
It does. Okay. You take 4 points of piercing damage as something bites into your leg.
No, for how long
That's
now?
a miss. And that's a miss. So,
Maybe in a minute or so.
yep.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Sorry,
If I
Melissa.
see any of them swimming a little bit wider with blood trailing,
What did you get for your perception? 20, wasn't it?
it's a natural 20
That's
for
right.
23.
You can see at least one of them is bleeding, but they don't seem
If
to
I
be
see that,
backing
I
off.
will-
They appear to be
If
swarming.
I see one is bleeding, I will just sling an Eldritch Blast down through the water at
Okay,
them.
make an attack roll.
If she's doing natural, I'd suggest pulling him up.
Okay, I'm just going to start pulling.
Okay.
We're talking too much.
Into
Make
the path
a
of Eldritch Blast.
strength check.
20 to hit.
20 to hit. You do indeed hit. Roll your damage.
Which D10 to use? 6 points of force damage.
6 points of force damage. Lovely. Thank you very much.
And I'll begin trying to just pick them off as I'm seeing more and more blood.
That's a 16 to hit, Snow.
Yeah, that's armor class.
Okay. That's another 6 points of piercing as something bites your other leg.
Would I get the lash out again?
And 1 sec. That's a 15. That's not a hit. That's a 21. That's another 7 points of piercing damage on your chest as something bites there. Okay.
The one that comes and bites me in the chest, can I just jam both daggers in the side of its head?
Make your attack roll.
Can I use both daggers?
Yeah, sure.
9 and an 8, so that's 16 and a 15 to hit.
16 and 15. One of your daggers bites in, you feel it bite in, the other one misses, sort of slides off this strangely slippery surface.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage as you as you do that, you're yanked suddenly back by the rope.
22 on the strength.
You are yanked quite viciously back towards the surface.
Yeah, I'll just go. I will lasso you all by the end of this little mission.
So you manage to get him to the surface, and you can see the water now is clouded with blood, and you can see, those of you looking over that side can see Snow is damaged. There are bite marks on him.
Start picking them off, they're hostile. And I'm just slinging Eldritch Blasts down into these creatures.
Trying to drill into the bottom of the boat.
I will help Snow up.
I'm going to start hurling.
Okay, make a couple of attack rolls for me. Anybody else attacking things?
Yep.
I'm going to heal Snow as my first thing that I'm going to do as soon as he gets up.
Healing.
Yeah, I will help Snow get into the boat.
Okay, strength check, please.
I'm going to be lobbing Sacred Flame, so it's a dex save.
Okay, these things are pretty dexterous. Oh, that's it's going to be a 23. How many are you throwing in?
However many I'm allowed.
Yeah, I'll say you can go for 2.
Okay.
And that's a 12, so one of them hits.
Yeah, that one
So
definitely
roll some damage.
Am I able to throw a couple of Eldritch Blasts?
You can throw another Eldritch Blast in, yeah.
I'd like to do something after all of this to
Okay.
as well, please.
2 whole
Natural.
points.
2 points.
Natural 20 on the strength check.
Okay, yeah. You just basically wrap the rope around. Snow, you find yourself sitting on the deck. You're back towards Trelador. Your legs
18.
just hanging over the side. You're a good 10 feet before the water, so you're pretty safe there. Sorry.
As I steady him, he gets 10 points of healing.
10 points of healing.
18 to hit.
18 to hit. Yep, that hits roll damage.
10 points of force damage.
Okay. So you can see that this mass of churning bodies, the grey things, you can see ones just sort of floating away on the surface. And as it rolls over, you can see almost elven features in a face. It's very strangely disturbing.
And just...
I'm not sure I like this very much.
Very
And I
cool.
will...
Whilst they were doing that,
go on,
sorry, I
Florian.
really wanted to. I'd be like, Captain, they're definitely being hostile, and in case you didn't hear it, Snow just said they're trying to drill into the bottom of the boat.
I heard him. Okay. And you see him dispatching Timu. She races back downstairs.
I'll put my hand out and pull to offer Snow a hand up and say they'll need you. Yank him up.
Oh, where's my stuff?
I'll follow Timu as well quickly as she's being dispatched.
Okay.
Working alongside Yorick, just picking off
How much
sea
healing
elves
Okay.
looking down in the water.
Sorry.
How much healing was it?
10.
10 hit points.
So, those that are throwing blasts over the side, I'll allow you 2 more of each. So roll for
Can I
attack.
then join in with my bow?
Yeah, you can have 1 attack. This go, they 2 get 2. So 2 attacks.
Do you want to do two
I'll
more
do
deck saves?
2 deck saves. That's a 14
Success.
and a natural 20.
Success.
They're pretty fast, these things. They're sort of
12
moving all the
and
time.
21.
12 and 20. 21 hits, roll damage. And Celestial.
17,
17, yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
and that's 10 points of piercing.
Okay.
7 force.
7 force. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see another one just sort of float to the top. An arrow sticking out of it, but just floating away. And the water's really clouded over with blood now. It's very difficult to see any particular target.
I'm still kind of throwing blasts into the water.
So, heading downstairs with Timu, who's going there? You two, okay. So
I'll go with him as well because I can't do anything on there.
okay, cool. So the three of you race after Timu, who is not going back to the front of the boat again. She's going midships this time, raising a hatch, going down, and as she does so, you can hear water pouring into the boat. As she looks down, she's like, "Shit! Back up, quickly!"
But I do that.
Yeah.
As soon as we're on deck, I'd like to shout to Yorick.
Sure.
Yorick, if we can do it, your magic of mending might be helpful here.
Right, yep. Right. Show me.
Okay,
Hello.
so make a perception check.
Yeah, oh, sweet. That's a good time for a 19. 24.
24. Okay, so you see there is about a foot maybe of water in this storage area that you look down into this hatch. It looks bad. There's a large series of holes going all the way along this area. It looks like they've been doing it for a while. There's about 8 holes.
Oh my god.
The
What's
water
the damage
is
like?
streaming in through.
I'll call to any crew that are around. Is there any spare wood? Any spare wood around?
I mean, there are crates and boxes in this storage area.
Oh, yeah,
that
okay.
you could
Well,
possibly break and try and.
I will do exactly that. Yeah, I'll go and rip panels off of things.
Okie
Pretty easy
Whilst-
place. Try mending. Try using tools.
Okay, I would like. I think it's a little beyond mending, this one. I think you're probably going to have to use some skill rolls rather than just.
Yep.
It fixes itself.
Can I help him, or try and help him with that as well, by assisting him, by either trying holding that wood, handing him the tools, or trying to do something so.
Okay, well, tell me what you want to do to assist him.
Yeah.
Quick,
I'll
water's
help-
coming up.
I'll help him by holding down the wood over the holes.
Okay, cool, fair enough. I want a tools proficiency check, so let's see, what would that be? 40.
Is there any of the waterproof tarping around?
You don't see any. Actually, make a perception check, see if you can find some.
16.
16. So, you are proficient with tools. I'll say. What's it going to be? I mean, it should be. Make a survival plus proficiency check, Martin, for Yorick, sorry, for this.
Okay, survival plus proficiency plus 5. Better roll shit. Yeah, rolled a 3. 8.
So yeah, it's difficult to get the hammer up through the water into what? No, you just sort of. I mean, and you nearly hit Florian's hand as where he's holding the wood down over this hole, but you can hear behind you the gushing of the water coming through holes there. Snow, what did you get?
16.
16. Okay. Looking around, you don't see any tarpaulin anywhere or anything sort of waterproof cloth or anything.
Okay, so I'll pull the spare cloak out of my bag and I'll start cutting it into quite thick strips, and then I'll move down and wad it up and force it into the holes, and then
Okay.
hold it. So we're
Make
trying
a-
to make like a membrane,
Yeah.
so they
Okay.
can hammer the wood over the top.
Okay. Make a strength check because this water is coming in forcefully.
Oh, this is going to go well. It's a 17 for 16.
16. Yeah, I'll say you can do that. Unfortunately, Yorick's not being particularly brilliant with his hammer. Florian, I want you to do a strength check to see if you can hold the wood down over the cloth that Snow has just put in.
That is really lucky. So 14.
14. Yeah, I mean, you hold it down, and Yorick, make another proficiency plus. What was
A
it?
better one. Plus, yeah, survival plus proficiency.
Can we assist him with like the position of
Well,
our arms to try and guide
you're
him?
already helping with the strength check to hold that down to make it a little easier so the DCs come down.
I got this, guys. It's cool. Natural 20, 25.
25, yeah. So you figure out, it's refraction, isn't it? You know what I mean? And you keep the hammer under the water this time, and you manage to get, I'll say, 2 of the holes blocked with this combination of cloth and wood, but the depth of water in this cabin, this hold now, is at 3 feet and rising. There are 7 more holes. Sorry, not 7. There are 6 more holes to try and block up. You can hear shouting from above, and we'll just pop upstairs just for a moment. So up on board, above decks, you can hear Timu shouting at the captain about water coming into the hold. He shouts back at her to go and check the aft hold, which she races off to do. Does anybody want to go and help, or?
I will go with her this time.
Okay, so you get to the aft holds, where the captain's cabin is, and all of the crew quarters is. Below that are the cargo holds, and she flings open doors as she's unlocking them, and you can hear water rushing. There's about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet of water in the one she looks at first, and she shouts back to the captain. I don't think so. I think we're gone.
Is there any point filling the water?
I mean, look at the speed it's coming in, and the mid-hold was the same. So, up to the captain, but what I'd do is I would get going. I would be gone. The captain's like, I do not want to abandon my ship. Get the boats, Timu. You can see there are 2 life boats on the sides at the back of the boat, which she starts to unstrap. You can see the other crew rushing to help her, and Kel looking very scared, but manfully trying to help as well.
Yeah. When it reaches 3 feet, sort of Snow will just sort of give up, grab Florian and Yorick. Back up these stairs now. There's nothing more we can do.
I'm going to be underwater. I won't hear you.
No.
Because I'm going up for a breath, going back down, trying to fix holes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm tall enough so I can stand above it, so I would have been using my feet and everything to hold it down. So as soon as I was yanked and heard that, I'd be like to Florian, I'd be like, to myself, yes.
Yeah.
I'd say to myself, why wouldn't I?
Well, of
To
course you
Yorick, I'd kind of like.
Well, between the pair of you, if you make a strength check, the pair of you, to grab the scuba fixing dwarf.
14 again.
11.
14, 11. You know where he is. He's pretty dense and fairly heavy, but you manage to sort of bring him up above the water level. and shout at him that you have to go. Yorick, do you want to go? I mean, you'll have to leave this job unfixed.
Leaving things unfixed. But fine. This is not my domain.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of water in here now. As you look around, there are things sort of floating in the water past you. It's like, okay. So, Melissa, Celeste, Trelador, what are you doing? You can see the crew getting boats ready.
Just going to try and pick off some more, because if we get into lifeboats and they keep going at us, they're going to sink those as well.
Okay. So, make an attack roll.
I will help with the lifeboats.
Okay.
15.
15. 15 hits something.
19.
19 definitely hits something. It's very difficult to see what you're hitting, but you're
And
definitely
9 piercing.
Yep.
8 force.
8 force. So yeah, you can see beyond the initial sort of carnage, there are several bodies sort of floating out.
Just going to keep Legolas style.
Okay. So you do so, and you do hit, but you seem to be hitting less often as the creatures seem to have sunk down out of range of your arrows. The Eldritch Blasts are still going, powering their way through the water.
They're not slowed by the water.
No, so you're still hitting occasionally, but it seems to be less often. They seem to be spreading out, so you can't see them. So unless you want to keep firing blindly.
I'm going to keep firing blindly down until the lifeboats are ready.
Okay. Right, Trelador, give me a dex check, please. Actually, no, give me a strength check, because you're going to be lifting shit up.
21.
21. Yeah, okay, no problem. You grab hold of one of these boats as soon as it's unstrapped, and just physically lift it into the water and hang on to it. Captures. So, everybody in the boats, go, go, go! Now I want everyone in those boats.
Gas? Has anybody woken Gus?
Gus appears sort of bleary-eyed. Oh, what's going on?
In the boat.
Oh, okay. He clambers into the boat.
I'll sort of hold the boat next to our boat and just help people in.
Okay.
Get into the boat.
Okay. Is anybody not getting in a boat?
As we get into the boat, I just want to give a check to anybody who may be going towards the bow, to where
Make a
we were,
perception check.
to where the first thing went. Non-natural 20 again.
Okay. You don't see anybody go towards the bow. Where it appears to be, everybody appears to be back in the crew. You've got 2 crew in each boat. Timu and Kel are in one boat. The other 2 crew in the other boat. The captain is still at the wheel, directing everyone back to the boats and shouting at anybody who's a little slow.
I'm on, Miko.
Yes. In the boat now.
Yes, you too.
Yes, I will. I am the captain. You get in first. Okay?
Don't make me use the rope. I've used it on many people before.
Get in the damn boat.
As you wish.
He gets in the boat with the other 2 crews. Okay. Sad as I am, my boat is no more. Let us row. There must be land somewhere. And he sort of points in the direction you were going. And
What's happening with the creatures?
the creatures are nowhere to be seen. They're down deep in the depths, seemingly scared off by the Eldritch Blast and the arrows. We'll take a little break.
Yeah. Okay.
Grab a drink and we'll be back very, very shortly. Oh, it never goes well on the sea, does it? Still, could be.
This
right.
is. If I had £1 for every time a hostile creature dug a hole through the bottom of our boat I'd have £2, which isn't much, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Very true. Hold that thought. We'll take a break. So, welcome back. So, as these two lifeboats essentially set off with Timu at the oars in one, who is in which boat? Do you all wish to be in the same boat with Timu and Kel, or would you like to be in the other boat with the captain and
I
his
would
two other
Probably
crew?
spread out.
I would probably have climbed in with Mickle.
Okay, so you're in with Mickle. So let's make a quick note, see who's in what boat.
I would have got in the boat that I helped get down. So
Okay, so we'll call Mickle left and Timu on the right. So Snow is on Mickle's boat. I'll say that Trelador is with Timu. We've got Kel there as well. Tell me where you are.
I'm also with Timu because I would have followed her from the hold.
Yep, that makes sense. Miette.
I would probably be staying close to Florian because I don't want to be.
Okay, and Florian
So
went
crazy.
which way?
Exactly the same, and I would have said potentially with Timu because we were told to get on the boats first.
that boat's getting very full.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Florian and Melissa. So, Yorick and Gus
And myself.
and
Yeah.
Celeste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that works okay. So, in one boat we have Captain Mickle, Snow, Yorick, Gus and Celeste, and the two as yet unnamed crew. In the other boat we have Timu, Kel, Trelador, Miette, Florian and Melissa. Everybody happy with that division of people?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, Kel is looking pretty shell-shocked, really. He's not... I don't think anything's quite prepared him for this. A boat being abandoned. He's never seen that in his young life. Timu is on the oars saying, "We have to keep up with Mikkel's boat. They have more crew than us, so if somebody would like to join me on the oars, that would be good."
Yes, I will help you.
Yeah, all right.
You're on the other boat.
I'm
Sorry. So, Trelador and Timu are rowing. Okay, so we want a quick strength check, please.
I'm keeping an eye out for any of the creatures if they even so much as blip on my radar.
You're in the other boat. We'll get to that boat in a minute.
19.
19. Perfect. So, you managed to keep up with Timu. She's surprisingly good at this for such a slight figure. So the other boat, I'll say the two crew members are... we'll stay with that boat first. Anybody looking out for creatures or anything else in Timu?
No, the other one.
So you got Miette, Florian, Melissa.
Yeah, I'm looking out for the creatures.
So a quick
Yeah.
perception check, please.
I'm not looking out, but I'm super paranoid given what's happened, so I'm going to start putting out a claw and scratching the tabaxi sickle to every part of the inside the boat that I can.
Okay, fair enough. Right, make a performance check for that. So, what did you get for your perception checks?
15.
15?
13.
13. You don't see any of the creatures. You do see the storm coming, but the creatures seem to have disappeared for now. And your performance check for
21.
21. Yeah. Okay, you managed to unthinkingly scratch it in with your claw onto any surface you can reach on the boat, earning you a bit
If
of
I
a
can
weird...
stay still for too long, they're in danger of being inscribed.
Fair enough. So Miette's offering free tattoos in this boat. Over to the other boat. So I'll say the 2 crew are rowing. So that gives Celeste, Gus, Yorick, and Snow. What would you guys like to be doing?
Said that
You said you were going to look out. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll give it an eye out.
Quick perception checks.
Only 12.
12.
13.
12, 13. Yeah, these creatures have gone. You don't know where they've gone, and you can see the boat behind you starting slowly to sink down into the water. So, you
Do I
row-
see what Miette's doing?
No, she's in the other boat. They're behind you. So,
Okay, just was curious.
not with a 12. No, you'd have rolled higher maybe. No. So, as you row on for 40 minutes, an hour, Tim says, so we have to swap. Who is next on the oars?
If I'm finished inscribing, I'll take a turn.
Sure. So,
And
Miette
I'll
with
give it a go.
Florian. So strength checks, please, pair of you. And same with the other boat. Who wants to take over from the 2 crew?
I'll take your turn.
Okay, so Yorick and
I would imagine it'd be Yorick and Gus.
well, I was going to say it's probably going to be Yorick and Gus, isn't it? I'll roll a strength check for Gus. So, Florian, Miette, what did you get?
13.
13.
And natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, so it's a bit one-sided.
Going in circles.
So you're sort of steering off. Do a quick Gus. Look up here instead. Come on. Why is nothing working? Strength check is... Wow, okay. I rolled a natural 20 for Gus. What did you get, Yorick?
19.
19. Wow, yeah, you two are fine. Perfectly in sync.
James is going to be so pissed about that.
Yes, yes, he is. I'm sorry,
dwarves
James,
have turned
I rolled
into a
natural 20
speedboat.
for you. Yeah, so you're pulling it ahead, way ahead of the other boat. And Mikkel's like, boys, slow down a little. They are dropping behind. So
Right, sorry.
just pace yourselves, yes? Don't go mad. Don't rush off.
Sorry, we do have a habit of getting competitive with each other, so it's...
Which is very good, but maybe not in this case because we leave your friends behind. And that
Right.
wouldn't be good.
Right. I just imagine the 2 of us just being like, I can row faster than you.
Yeah, pretty much is what's going on right now. No, you can't. I'm much better at rowing than you got, Yorick.
Oh, even you're calling me Gus.
I know, I can't get the names right, can I? Because you dwarves, they all look the same, don't you? Bloody racist dwarves. Being racist to one another.
I've got very Chuckle Vision vibes from that boat.
Yeah. So, you row, and it starts to rain. It's cold. It's miserable. And it's unpleasant. And you're miles away from land. You can't even see any land from where you are. This is not the best thing that's ever happened. And, cats in the rain. Has anybody ever seen such a miserable sight as a cat in the rain, caught in the rain that really didn't want to be? So that's what you're seeing on both
Raindrops
boats.
hanging on their whiskers.
With that sort of ears flattened, really pissed off look. Mikkel, however, seems to be completely cheery about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll make landfall in the next couple of hours, maybe. There are some small islets that we can get to and maybe signal for help.
No,
So-
it's not particularly bothered by the weather either.
Yeah. So you on for another
He
hour.
says
or
from
so.
under Miles' cloak.
So, who would like to take a turn next in boat 1, I'm calling it, with Timu and Kel?
I will take a turn.
Where are the other boat?
You're the other boat, sorry. So you got Melissa, who hasn't gone yet, and
Flora.
Kel.
Okay.
I will roll for Kel.
I will have a go.
I was going to say, depending on how Kel was looking, I would have continued going.
No, Kel's quite happy to take his turn.
Strength, yeah?
Yep, strength. Kel rolled a 16. Boy did good.
19 for 18.
Yeah, not bad. Fairly well matched. That's not good. Not too bad.
I've got a little bit of strength.
You fall into a rhythm with each other, and Kel sort of tries to copy what you're doing to sort of make it easier. So on the other boat, we've got Snow and Celeste.
Apparently. The
Okay.
two strongest members. No, wait.
Okay, go roll for your roll strength checks, please.
17 for 16.
16.
10 for 9.
Oh dear. So yeah, that's not going well at all. You sort of, there's quite a big mismatch there, and you sort of start to pull off to the side a little bit, and sort of Captain corrects every now and again.
Really not getting the hang of this.
So now we'll do 1 and then wait and let Celeste do 2 and then do 1, let her do 2 and do 1.
And Mickles just sort of looked over and got. And the distance that the dwarves put between the two boats is slowly closing as Kel and Melissa catch up to you. And
I don't know how I'm doing this well.
who's doing a lookout with the captain? The captain's doing one, but anybody else? Okay, Florian.
Yeah, I will on my boat.
Okay, Trollador. What'd you get, Trollador?
10.
Sorry,
10, and Florian?
22 on that boat.
22. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you can see in the distance a sort of a low, what looks to be island of some kind. Sort of low. There's no trees on it, but it looks like solid ground.
I'll point it out to Timu on the boat.
Timu goes,
Are we?
Captain, is this what you were talking about? Captain goes, looks up. Make for that. There is a shelter there I know of, a cave. We can dry out and get a fire going. Continue to row on and eventually get to the island where there's no other weird things occurring. So you pull the boats up onto this beach. This is a fairly small island. You can see most of it round, but there is a sort of humped cave entrance that Mickle directs you to and starts a fire in. So you get a fire going, you start to get warm up, the storm continues to rage.
I am going to the entrance of the cave and I'm doing my inscription thing again because I'm just super paranoid
Okay.
now.
So you're going to do this
No.
in the rock, yeah?
Well, no, I presume there's like earth.
There is some earth there, yeah, on the ground. You can do that there if you wish.
It's come along with me yet, but I'm looking for any signs that would imply that we're sharing this island with any unsavoury creatures.
Okay,
I wanna
make
make sure
a
we're
nature
safe.
Well, if they're savoury creatures, then that'd make for a decent meal.
Exactly, yeah. So, get a performance check, please.
Non-natural 20.
Nice. So yeah, you managed to make some of these symbols. Are you doing large ones that you can all sit in, or are you doing smaller ones?
I was originally thinking kind of like if I do this in mouth of the cave, nothing can get in, but actually doing something that everyone can sit in makes more sense because something might come up from behind. So
Up to you.
large.
You're going to do a large one. Okay. I say it takes you a good sort of 10-15 minutes to do this, where everybody's sit round, because they're quite intricate, but you manage to get a pattern going. So,
Do you know of any food forageable on this island?
I have not been shipwrecked here. I know of this island, but I have never had to stay here for very long. Just
Can I go out to the water's edge, sort of attach a small bit of rope to an arrow, and then just see if I can wade out slightly, and then wait and see if any fish come, and then
you could certainly try.
Is it still light? I know it's raining and stormy, but
It's very overcast. It's very dark because of the rain and the storm. But
I have dark vision.
think it's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 5.
I'm gonna go around about 50 feet from the cave and just sort of look to see if there's any signs of vegetation or anything that I could forage.
Okay. Snow, give me a perception check.
Got a 16 on my nature check, by the way.
Okay. There don't appear to be any animal tracks anywhere. There's signs of bird life, but there don't appear to be any birds here at the moment. There are some. Are you just checking outside the cave, or are you going into the cave?
Just on the outside of the cave, I'm not going inside.
Yeah, you can see evidence of birds. There are a couple of very small, straggly bushes and a couple of very windswept-looking trees. Snow, what did you get?
Natural 20 for 23.
23. You wade out, wait, and wait. There are no fish. You look around, you can see that the water here is cold, and it's a sort of a gentle slope, and then there's a shelf that just drops away. You presume to unfathomable depths, but there don't appear to be any fish in this small sort of 2 to 3 feet depth.
Is there any
of sea.
crustaceans or?
There doesn't appear to be. It appears to be sort of just almost like not really sand. It's more sort of mud and then just rock. There's some sort of seaweed type plants, but not sort of big seagrass, but more mossy style. You know, that sort of green that covers the rock.
Would I know if any of this like seaweedy type stuff is edible?
You've mainly spent inland waterways, so probably not. I mean, you can make a nature check and take a chance if you wish.
I'd take a chance. That's 8 for 14.
14. I mean, you've heard of people eating seaweed. It's probably edible, right? You can cut some and take it back if you wish.
Yeah, I'll cut some and take it with me.
Okay, cool. So, Celeste, you were doing foraging, were you not? So again, nature or survival, up to you.
I'll go with nature, that's slightly better. 16.
16. There's a couple of scraggly bushes, as I said. There's 2 or 3 windswept trees that sort of leaning at odd angles. There don't appear to be any sort of animal life here. It looks like it's all straggly plants. You don't see anything that you would consider edible. There are some fallen branches and bits and pieces you could take back for the fire, but as far as foraging, that should be about it.
I'll gather up the branches, but I know they'll need drying before they can be used. But
Okay. So, Yorick, what are you up to?
Just kind of trying to dry off. Probably trying to start a fire if if
Well,
no one else.
Mickle, the captain's already got a fire going.
Well,
So,
probably just kind of quiet. Unlike Yorick, this is a bit odd. The wet, the wind, and the horribleness of everything.
yeah.
Probably
I
just-
mean, you are at the entrance to a cave. If that helps.
Yeah, just going to be sat in the entrance, just
Okay.
kind of. I'll probably get up and explore in a bit, but at the moment, just sort of
Just trying to dry off. Fair enough. Trelador, what are you up to, mate?
Same. I'm just going to be sitting by the fire. I'm about my depth, and I'm just waiting to either be told what to do, or for people to bring me food and stuff.
Okay. So, Florian.
Yeah, Florian is going to be drying himself off near the fire, but also keeping guard for everyone else, sort of like around the fire, keeping an eye for everyone who's gone out.
Make a
exploring.
perception check.
9.
9. It's bloody cold here, isn't it? It's windy, it's rainy, it's horrible. It's not a good place to be.
I'll just stay near the fire, and myself, will probably head off now before I fall asleep on stream.
Oh, we wanted to see that.
Just space myself all over the internet.
Okay, mate. Well, I hope you feel better soon, yeah?
Yeah, I'll try to. But
We'll-
have fun, guys.
We'll see
Feel
you
better,
soon.
babe.
See you later.
Cheers, Fid. See ya.
Okay, so. Then there were 6.
Whittling us down.
Sorry?
Whittling us down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So. The fire is small, and you can see Mikkel is grateful for the wood that you bring back, Celeste, and shows you how to stack it so it will dry out properly.
Unfortunately, no vegetation that would be edible whatsoever.
No,
There will be something I will be able to do in the morning, but for now, unfortunately, I've got nothing to contribute.
Okay. Well, I have some rations. There were some in the lifeboats. We keep stores in each one, so if it comes to it, we can smash the boats up for fire, but I'm hoping that we will not be here that long. I'm hoping it will just be an overnight. The storm will blow over. We can then get back in the lifeboats and head off to somewhere safe. But this is, it's land. We have a dry cave-ish. We should be okay.
It will do.
I could possibly create some kind of signal beam if a boat gets close. I can create a beam of moonlight which would be 60 feet high. So if we're having trouble getting a boat's notice, I can at least offer that much.
Good to know. Good to know. Excellent. Good stuff.
Especially in this wet weather.
There's no fish or any crustaceans or anything in the water, except maybe some of this seaweed.
I would not eat the seaweed if I were you. That is probably poisonous. But
Do you see any signs of the sea elves out in the water nearby the
make a
shore?
perception check.
Perception. 16.
16. You don't see any. See,
Not
the
seeing
water is sort of choppy. It's all sort of, it's doing that thing the sea does when there's a storm. It just sort of gets unruly waves.
There is a
Not seeing any of them sea elves out there.
there is a shelf at the edge. It goes down. It's like a sand and then the rock, and then just drops away.
I don't know if anyone saw them following us in the boats.
Yeah.
I did not see anything.
Neither did I.
Might imply that they were after something on the ship rather than us.
Could be. I don't think I was carrying anything for sea elves.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what sort of cargo were you carrying?
And he looks really, really glum for a second. Well, I had some very nice silks that were going to fetch a lot of money. But I also had some silver ore that was going far south to the jewelers. And some other bits and pieces, but nothing particularly special. I mean, special to me because I was going to make some money, but not anymore. But luckily I have the insurance, so
I am so sorry about your boat, Captain.
it's not your fault unless it is, of course. I'm joking with you, come on! How could it be your fault? Did you call the sea elves to kill us? No.
I definitely did not do that.
Look, we have some bad luck. It happens. You know, when you sail for a living.
It's the nature of the sea.
It happens. You have to be pragmatic about it, accept it, and move on. You cannot be here, boo, we're all shipwrecked, we're going to die and eat each other. But, you know, it's possible.
I don't think it will come to that. Like I said, in the morning I will have a way of being able to at least give us some sustenance.
Again, you need to lighten up. Come on, really? We're going to eat each other? No, I don't think so. And as he grins, you can see his big cat-like teeth. Remember, Tabaxi almost never eat people.
Well, I think at least if we eat some of Celeste, she'd definitely lighten up then.
Oh, I like this one. I like him.
I'm joking, Celeste. We won't eat you. Not yet, anyway.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Of course not. We'd probably eat one of you two first. You've got the
Yes,
most
the
meat
fat little dwarves. Let us eat them first.
they're not fat.
I don't think there's much. There's not much to us, though, is there? I think you'll get much more off of the bigger people.
Oh, I don't know. And he reaches out and just sort of grabs Gus's arms. Let's eat this one first.
I'm just going to kind of slowly tune out that conversation.
Okay.
Just stare out into the water and just think if... It's a long shot, and I'm asking a Fiddy question because I'm grouped up with him, so I have to.
You are in Fiddy's corner now, so...
Yeah, you are in the corner of insight.
Insight corner.
Corner of insight. I insight check the box I'm in.
Oh no.
Has Vale ever warned me of sea elves? Ever told me of sea elves? I'm trying to reach into my mind and see if there is a connection, but possibly. Because I'm thinking of a small box with some kind of crystal in it that people have been warned. Oh, don't get that near any fire.
Make a history check. Let's see if you recall anything like that.
Pretty good. Annoyingly not proficient in history, but 21.
21. Nice. You don't recall any link to a box or a gem or anything, but you
That
do...
was me being hypothetical, linking it to the temples we've seen so far.
Right, okay. You do recall something about this story about the city beneath the waves in this inland sea. And it's slightly different than the one that Mikkel told you. Because all of this sea was once land. Or so the story that you've heard goes. and there was a great cataclysm that split this bedrock, and the water just rushed in from the ocean and filled this inland sea up. And the city that was here, that was populated by the elves, was swallowed up in an instant.
Captain, how did you say that story went? The one about the sea elves?
Well, it was, let me see. There was a curse put upon the people that used to live near the sea, that if they swam too far for too long, they would become sea elves.
See, I've heard a story about sea elves before, and one I remember ain't quite like that.
Oh, really?
Remember there being a story of a great elven city that used to stand right in the middle of the inland sea, but then the ground itself cracked open and the water rushed in, flooding them all and drowning them all.
I didn't hear that one. It's interesting, isn't it? Different stories from different people. I wonder which one is the truth, or if it's something else completely different.
Or
When it
perhaps it
comes
is
to-
elements of both that.
I mean,
Exactly.
could be.
I mean, when it comes to stories about creatures, normally all of them have some kind of detail that's right.
This is very true.
But
So, who is hungry? He opens up a box, a large wooden box that's got all sorts of cured meats and cheeses and breads, and starts to sort of dish them out to people. Only cold food this evening, but we shouldn't be here much longer than tonight, you'd have thought anyway, so... I'm sorry, am I boring you, Natalie?
Why?
Well, you're paying attention to something else completely different that's making you laugh a lot, so I'm just wondering if you're not really paying attention to me, so...
You're not paying attention.
Okay,
Just writing
okay.
notes and stuff.
Okay, cool. So, I'm thinking we will be here only overnight. So, tomorrow we will get in the boats, the storm will have passed, and we can make our way back to civilized lands, eh?
yeah.
Hopefully. I don't think I'm quite out for the ocean.
No.
Sit and contemplate.
This is not the ocean. This is just the sea. The ocean is much bigger and very much more dangerous.
Oh, well, I'm definitely not cut out for it.
You never know.
Well, Gus and Yarick, I guess y'all got the opportunity to see some sea monsters.
I suppose so. I thought we would kill some monsters rather than get our boat sunk, but, you know, that's how it goes, I suppose.
Managed to pick off a couple of them.
Yes, we did manage to kill a few of them, but whether they're classed as monsters, I don't know.
And I managed to fail to repair something, which doesn't make me feel very good.
I don't know if anyone could have repaired that amount of damage to the ship, to be honest. Yorick, you tried valiantly, though.
Yorick, we were fighting a losing battle from the moment we went down there. It was... We plugged a couple of the holes, but there were 10 times that many.
And Timmy pipes up. Yeah, sure, there were more holes in the aft storage too. So even fixing the mid storage would not have helped. But you know, thank you for trying.
Right. Well,
We'd been out in the water for a couple of days and managed to destroy two ships. That's certainly
It's certainly a record.
Not bad going.
Antiva made quite a nice boom.
It did, didn't it?
Yes.
What would be on board that would have caused it to explode like that? It couldn't just be the gunpowder, could it?
Yes, it
I,
very well could be. It gunpowder, enclosed space. Do you not know anything about explosions?
I mean, I'm a little familiar with cannons, but I've never fired one.
Well, thing goes boom, thick walls, forces back in, lots of power, make boat go boom.
It probably don't help that the fire I produce is magical.
We did
I
set
mean-
quite a lot of fire in that place.
The cave that we're in,
yeah.
is that just a short shelter from the entrance, or does it go back at all?
Make a perception check.
17.
17. I mean, you get up and you have a quick look. It looks as though it goes back a fair way. But it slopes downwards as if it goes into the ground.
Anyone fancy having a look back here with me?
Gus gets
I'll
up.
come with you.
I'll go.
I think those of you deputies shouldn't be on their own.
I mean, I do tend to chaperone them quite a lot, but I will go if no one else wants to go.
Yeah, we can.
You don't need to chaperone us. You don't have to come if you don't want.
Last
Offering.
time you were both left unattended, you found both those temples. So I'm going to say maybe we need to stick together.
You got us trapped in both.
Sorry, Yorick, that was incredibly rude of me. I mean, escort you.
No.
Make a journey of it. Take our minds off what just happened.
Well, you go ahead. I'm going to sit here and rest my bones by the fire.
You know, keep yourself safe, though.
Of course. So you're all going off for a bit of an investigate, are you?
Yeah.
Kind of
why not?
helpless, but yes.
It's going to end badly, but hey ho.
Okay. So you head away from the fire back into the cave. Who's leading this expedition? Yorick. Okay. You have dark vision, I'm assuming, as a dwarf. Yeah. Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh, great. 8.
8. I mean, it's dark, it's a cave. You keep walking, it keeps sort of gently sloping down until you sort of look back and you can't see the entrance anymore. It's a subtle downwards slope, but it is a downward slope and you can no longer see the entrance.
Hey, this goes really far back. Keep up.
So, as you go along this passage,
Is it completely dark in here?
it is, yeah.
Do you mind if we could get a light? I don't like not being able to see now.
Then you can go to the back. We don't want to alert anything that might be in this cave with light.
I would still like to be able to see.
Celeste, can you make some light?
Yeah, but no, don't. If there's any monsters or anything, we don't want to just be a beacon for them to come and attack us.
This
We
is
can go
good
with them.
that they can go to the back.
But as I say, keep me and Florian informed. Neither of us two can see whilst the rest of y'all can.
So why did you think it'd be a good idea for you to come and explore if you can't see?
Because I have knowledge of the arcane. I can make sure we don't get us. I can make sure you all don't get yourselves trapped. Who knows what's inside these caves?
Well, you don't because you can't see it.
Touche. Still,
I cannot produce any magical light, I'm afraid.
Well, never mind then.
You do have a sense of humor there, Trellador. You've been hiding that well.
I've been working on it. Banter, I believe they call it.
Yes.
A lot of my magic at the moment, Trellador, is in keeping with trying to keep people alive. So
Yes,
that
and the
is the
weather
least of my concerns at the moment.
and the weather magic you can do with the storm that helped, didn't it? I'm joking. Anyway, come on, everyone. Let's keep our eyes peeled, and you two at the back
Okay,
do
so
nothing.
whilst this conversation was going on, and the dwarfs just headed straight in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
We're following along whilst we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Fine.
Where are the dwarfs gone?
We're not stupid enough to let the dwarves go ahead on their own.
Yeah, we've had this
Really?
happen twice before.
Oh, so you're learning. Good. I like that.
Yes.
We're still stupid enough to let them lead.
Yeah, obviously. Not learned that much. So
Learning happens in small steps.
it does indeed. So I would like somebody at the front, a couple of people at the front, and maybe a person at the back to make perception checks as you're going along, please.
That's probably me.
Sure.
I imagine I'm somewhere in the middle.
I'll do it at disadvantage because
Yes,
I
you
can't
will.
see.
16 at the front.
16.
Oh, that's a waste of a 19. 9.
9 at the back. Okay. So, Yorick.
Can't see.
Just perception, was it?
Yes.
15.
15. So, Yorick and Miette, you're walking boldly into the darkness, following this downward slope. It's getting quite pronounced now, and it's getting warmer. Well, it's not really a breeze, but the air is warm. Still damp. There's a different kind of dampness from the storm at the top. It's not cold. It's warm. It's moist. It's not quite droplets of moisture in the air, but it is warmer as you walk down. And even with a 9, Melissa, you feel that as well, that warmth as you start walking down.
Although it's getting warmer.
Kind of hard, but
Yeah, makes sense as we head into the earth. Doesn't it?
I didn't think we were going that far down.
Maybe.
So as you walk on a little bit further, about sort of 20 minutes, following the slope ever downwards, you come across what appears to be an opening. It's a sort of strange space. It's sort of rectangle walls as this place opens up. The roof is about sort of 30 feet up and slowly, gently curves down, and there's a sort of blank, sort of craggy rock face wall in front of you, and an arched opening with stalagmites growing up outside it. It's a cave within a cave. It's very odd.
Do any of the stalagmites look suspiciously like fangs?
Make a nature check. Not something I'd heard of, but I'm making a note for next time.
So much for the golden rule of don't give the DM ideas.
Uh-huh.
And that was an 8, so I don't know what.
I mean, if they are fangs, they're only on the bottom. There are no stalactites hanging down.
what do y'all see?
There's a bit of an odd way, and there's some pointy rock things coming up from the ground.
Almost feels like a cave within a cave. That
Think
doesn't
I
really
hear ya.
make any sense.
Sounds wild.
Let's go.
Yeah, you're going up to the entrance?
Yep.
Well, I can show you what it looks like if you want.
No, I think we're okay.
I was told it's an interesting experience playing the only character without dark vision, and it is.
Well, you're not
Maybe
the only
I-
one, just Fiddy's not here.
Maybe I could tie a rope round you.
Yeah, that's cheating. We're trying to listen to everyone.
Get bonus points for it.
So, you
Doesn't
are
count.
currently approaching here. Coming from this direction, going up to the entrance. So,
Or it doesn't count if your victim is into it.
I'll say the dwarves are up the front with Melissa and Florian at the back. Who's next behind the dwarves? Trelador and
I'm middle-ish.
Yeah, middle-ish.
So Trelador.
I would be
Snow.
nudging forward slightly.
Okay, let's grab Snow, put them in there. Okay, you just behind the dwarves of Trelador. Miet, Celeste. Captain Fabulous? No, he's not there.
What's he still doing there?
Fiddy. So,
Disintegrated and became one with the cave.
indeed. So,
Good
peering
times.
through the archway, you can see another pool, a dark pool of water which gets lighter as it goes up. More stalactites. This chamber is, the ceiling is around about here, and you can see there are some stalactites as well hanging down, and there's one here that's met. Would you like to go in? Or would you like to do a perception check to see what you can see in here? It's up to you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to sort of be looking ahead.
I'll have a scan before I go in.
Okay.
Yeah. I probably can't see much because dwarves and snow are at the front. So.
Well, the dwarves are not too tall.
Yeah, but snow's in front of you.
Well, you and Snow are just behind the dwarves.
Okay.
So,
I'll roll them.
Celeste, you can make a perception check. You've got a seat round Trelador and Snow, so that's going to be a fairly large DC.
21.
21?
17.
17.
Natural 23.
A 23. Okay. So you can see the cave seems to stretch out. You think it's probably about 60 feet side to side. You're not sure how far back it goes, certainly beyond your dark vision. But it looks like you've got to move through some water to get into the cave, into solid land.
Does the water look deep, or is it possible to tell?
Make a perception check.
Hey, 19 for the 24.
24. The bit directly in front of the door does look quite deep. You're not sure how deep. You suspect probably at least 10 feet. But it looks as though it shallows out as it gets lighter, as it goes up towards here. And these parts appear to be lighter, and this appears to be rock here. So you think it's probably not too deep, but it probably goes, there's probably a slope to it.
Right, well, I'll turn to everyone. Say, there's water right in front of us, and I think it might be quite deep. So I suggest, and I'm going to run, and jump over the deep bit.
Okay. Okay, so how far can you jump?
How far can I jump? What's the...
The calculation is, if I remember right,
It's based on strength.
it is your strength modifier. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't jumping over that pool then.
Ah. I can never remember how to do something. So running start. So, okay. So your strength score is what?
+4 modifier, or the total.
The total,
is
please.
18.
18. And you're how tall? 3 feet?
Roughly.
Yeah, you could do that. You've got an 18 feet if you run. If you get a running start.
I mean,
Okay. So. So yeah, you get to about there. You land in the water, but it's not as deep there.
Well, there goes the option of stealth.
Yeah, you do make quite a large amount of sound.
Just think if you missed a distraction.
Yeah.
And
Can I
Gus
just get this
immediately
straight?
follows suit.
In the darkness, at the back of this party, all that Melissa and Florian hear is clank, clank, clank,
Splash.
splash.
And then clank, 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 splash!
Though
What was that?
the
What was-
dwarves have decided to run and jump over the deep part of the water into the more shallow part of the water.
There's water?
There is water.
Right, okay.
Did you not hear Yorick? Or were you not paying attention?
I don't know what's happening now. Not
They
used
say
to it
that-
being this dark.
I thought if you can't see, your hearing and other senses are supposed to get better, but obviously not with you.
The snow will edge along to the left.
Okay, so over this way, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get in there and it is literally a drop into water. You could
Is there any way-
try... you could try to climb along. It would be fairly high DC if you try and sort of grab handholds in the rock wall.
Can I run and can I sort of like use my acrobatics to sort of push vault over and try and flip?
So you want to flip over the deep part onto sort of here or so?
No, to the left hand side, literally as we're going.
To over here?
Yes.
I mean,
Well, if you could get to by the one where it meets, that would be a better one.
because there is literally just water all around here.
Okay, then I'll try and get to the one that you pointed to originally.
Okay, yeah, so you could do that. You could land. Give me a quick acrobatics check. Because you could land just on the edge there. Where
18.
that large rock is. Yeah, that's not a problem. You see Snow sort of launches himself across the deep part of the water and lands safely on the rock. I mean, it is wet, slippery, but tabaxi, man.
I'll just go in and just look at it and go, well, let us know if you want us to join you. We're just going to stay here for a moment.
So Snow will tie a rope around where the thingy meets.
Uh-huh.
And then you may not want to stand in the doorway.
Okay.
Hey, Stu, don't break that. He might be holding the roof up.
I'm not going to break it. And then attach the rope to the other end and sort of
Cat on
across.
stream. Cat on stream.
And sort of just like half sort of ping it across. So it just sails through the archway.
Okay, cool. Trelador, you want to catch it? You don't
Well,
have
no,
to.
because I didn't really know what he was doing. You just said to get out the doorway, so
Okay.
I wasn't expecting it. So
So the rope lands sort of near you.
I'll pick it up. For the humans, I have now picked up a rope.
Now I'm a little further in. Can I see any more further down the...
Make a perception check.
Big rope. No, it's 21.
21. You can see that this shallow water ends in a sort of ruined archway just here. It looks like there's another pool of water, and it looks like there is somebody standing just here.
Can
I think there's somebody here.
Then perhaps we should wait for the rest of the group to join us.
Yeah,
They-
can I
Then come on.
try and find something to attach the other end of this rope to sort of make for...
Yeah, sure. The stalagmites outside are fairly solid. You could tie it to one of those if you like.
Yeah. And then use it as sort of like a sort of to cross the water, sort of hand over hand.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can do that. You sort of splash down into the water. Your feet, as you're holding onto the rope, don't touch the bottom.
I will kind of nervously hold on to Miette and
Okay, so
come
Miette's
to
going across.
the entrance.
Just keep hold of the rope, Melissa. It'll guide you across to the other side.
Thank you, Celeste.
And I'll sort of help her as best I can.
Okay, so Melissa's going across.
Yeah.
We'll put Florian across as well. And Miette, yeah? Where would you like to be?
Anywhere's fine.
Okay.
What are the yellow squares?
Yellow squares are just sort of a sandy, rocky mix. It's similar to the sort of minerals that are creating the stalactites and stalagmites.
No walls begin to stealth forward.
Okie dokie, roll stealth check, please.
24.
24. Okay. So, yeah, you managed to stealth forward. How far forward are you going? Up to the archway?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see two figures standing either side of a dark hole in a wall. They don't seem to be looking at you or reacting in any way, and they are very similar to the sea elves that you saw, except more humanoid looking, with legs. They have big shields in front of them, and each have a spear. Spear or a sword? No, sword.
Are they actually moving, or?
You can't see them from where you are. If you want to move around, you can take a look.
Is there any sort of any indication that they're alive, or they just?
They just stood there.
I'm going to step forward and go, hello? You guys alright?
At the sound of your voice, as you get that close, they both, their heads just snap round and look at you. Heft their swords. Roll initiative. Okay. So, let's see. Celeste, what did you get?
12.
12. Trinidor.
6.
6. Oh dear. Gus. It is not here. I shall roll for Gus because I suspect that this is probably going to go into next week, isn't it? Gus rolled a 13. Yorick.
9.
9. Low rolls today. Florian is not here. Oh, blimey, that's an 18 plus whatever his is. Let's have a look at his.
Could be in the 20s, I think.
Yeah, I think so. 21. Wow. Snow.
25.
25. Nice. Miet.
5.
5. Melissa.
20.
20. Lovely. Okay. So, as these creatures turn to look at Yorick, Snow, what would you like to do?
I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to hold my action if they make any, or if they make with a bow shot, if they make any aggressive movements towards Yorick.
Okay, fair enough. Florian will skip for now because he's not here. Melissa.
I was going to request if Florian could strike up a torch so that the two of us can see.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I'll say Florian now has a torch. So
Okay.
it's now lit. Where you're standing, this big stalactite, stalagmite, where it's met in the middle, is beautiful. Veins almost of crystal glowing through this strange, almost sandstone, but not type of substance. It's really quite odd. The minerals. It's in rings and streaks. It's
Can I
very
see
strange.
the two creatures encroaching on
I'll see.
Yorick?
You can. Yes, I'll say you can see at least one of them. The
Okay.
far one here.
I will. I'll light an arrow. Ready. So. Oh, I've got foul luck with my.
Have you rolled a
Craft
4 on
die.
your D4?
I've rolled another 4, and considering we didn't rest when I last used it on the boat,
You all had a
Against
long
the-
rest on the boat, didn't you?
I think we encountered the Antiva in the same day as this,
Of course we did, yeah.
and I lit my arrow on that, and rolled a 4 on that as well.
Ouch.
And of course, the Crimson Right goes out if you stow your weapon.
Of course.
So
Oops.
yeah. So that's yum. And I'm gonna do the same as Snow. I'm gonna kind of hold my shot until I see them move aggressively towards Yorick, or if Yorick moves aggressively towards them.
Okay, so that
I
would
know what
be...
these dwarves are like.
Okay. So, first one you can see steps forward. He just sort of bangs his shield. They've got these huge tower shields that he just bangs it on the floor and holds his sword out. He doesn't do anything else. So it will be Gus's go, but he's not here. So, Celeste.
Celeste is going to call out in Elvish. Hello, we mean you no harm. We were shipwrecked here. We were just exploring.
Okay. You don't hear a response. As of yet, they don't seem to be responding to you in any kind of way. Anything else, Celeste?
Again, I will. I just sort of get a bit closer to the front, so if I need to heal, I'm there.
Where would you like to be? Oh no, Miet's dead.
Well, she's a cat. She knocked herself off.
Yeah, that's true. About there, just behind Yorick, or?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
One like
I don't
that.
think you're allowed
Okay,
to knock
cool.
yourself off live on Twitch.
No, I think we get banned for that.
Yeah, we might get one of those strikes. Yeah. Anything else, Celeste?
No, that's going to be all for now.
Oh.
She's just gonna sort of have her hands up and be like speaking in Elvish towards them.
Okay. Yorick, you're up with Trelador preparing, please.
I'm kind of just going to continue the. All right, fellas, are you guys okay down here? Is there anything to eat? Little peckish? But other than that, I'm not going to make any actions.
They do not respond. They just stand there, shield out, sword out. You get the idea that they're guarding something. They've moved so that they're, well, one of them's moved so he's in front of the big hole in the wall. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll kind of call that behind me. I think they're guarding something here. Don't know what you want to do. Glancing around.
Okay. Trelador, you're up with Miette preparing, please.
Okay, with my bonus action, I will face step, so I'm behind the one towards the top.
Nice.
So what have you got? What's that? 30 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
So you can get to there.
And then I'll take the axe out and hold my action to attack. And I'll just say in Elvish, it's a bit rude not to reply. No, I will hold my action to attack if they attack us.
Miette, you are up with me preparing. Then Snow.
So they're guarding something, eh? So I would like to get a bit closer to try and see into the gap.
Into the gap. Get up to there if you like.
Yes, yeah, that's fine.
So you can see these two, and there is indeed a large hole in the wall there, which the interior is lit. And you can see what looks like a figure with its back to you doing something. There is a candle on a table, a large chest, some books.
I'm gonna call out, what are you doing? Or that, that kind of sing-songy style.
What you doing?
What you doing?
So, I forgot my things. So, Trelador, you would have seen in the corner over here a hooded, shrouded figure. Hey,
Dog on stream.
Dog on stream. We had cat, now we have dog. Yeah, no, you can't help, baby.
But I could.
No, she's off.
She did help. Everyone gets an instant boost to morale.
Indeed. So, you doing anything else, Miette?
Well, I have to give him a chance to respond to me first. Before I start throwing things at him and trying to provoke a response.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
We're not active murder hobos. We're reactionary murder hobos.
It's a solid distinction.
Indeed, indeed it is. So this fella is going to step past his companion up to Miette and again bang this big shield down on the floor and hold the sword threateningly at you.
At me?
At you.
That was not the response I wanted.
Okay.
But just to check, he's threatening, not actually attacking.
He's not attacking you, no. He seems very threatening. He does not want you to be here.
He's like going, go right in, coming in.
Funnily enough, I missed that response.
Snow. Nobody's threatened Yorick, and Yorick has threatened no one. So we're back to your turn. What would you like to do?
Right. Just thinking, can I run, push off Miette's hip, and basically somersault over these two and land behind them?
And send me crashing into the wall.
I mean, it's tricky. You've got to get past Yorick. Well, we can try. Let's do an acrobatics check.
I use my feline agility for this as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get to what happens to Miette in a second.
19.
19.
On acrobatics.
Okay. So you dodge past Yorick and try to use Miette's hip to launch yourself. Remember that the ceilings are not very high here.
Yeah.
So you'd have to tuck in quite small into sort of a tiny furball, if you like.
That's a liquid, so they can
Yeah.
get in any space.
So yes, I mean you. Yeah, I'd say you can do that, but it will get an attack of opportunity as you sail over its head. Which, with a, hang on, where are we? Which one's that? That one's that one. It's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That's 2 points of piercing damage as it catches it by surprise as you sail over the top of it. So it just sort of jabs its sword up slightly.
Okay. Then I want to bonus action disengage and go into the hole.
Okay. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So your 25 lands you there, outside the hole, and then
I've got 60 feet this turn, so
30. How far into the hole do you want to get?
I just want to go in and just spin. So, what are we doing here, eh?
The figure turns. You hear this weird gargling noise as this slightly elven feature, but still that grey, slimy skin of the creatures that you saw in the sea near the boat. And there's this weird... It's a bit like Murlocs, but deeper and slower. Anything else? No.
He's sort of not holding sort of the weapon threateningly. He's just wants to try and talk, and he sort of puts his bow on his back.
Yeah, he came on stream.
And he's going to try Elvish again. Do you understand any languages? Common, Elvish?
And again, just points at you, sort of flips its book shut, throws it on the table and points at you. Hello.
Assume none of us understand this.
None of you understand this at all. So,
That's me done.
okay. Florian's not here. Melissa, you've seen snow belt away into the darkness.
I saw one of them kind of slash at him
Yeah, you saw a sort of...
as he did that. Okay, let's start riddling some things with arrows then.
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action and cast Hex on probably the one right up in front of... Is that Miette or Yorick?
Yeah, it's closest, yeah.
Yeah. The one that's right next to Miette. I'm going to cast Hex on that one.
Okay.
Would you have been able to see me get stabbed?
Probably not, actually. There's a torch.
Florian's got
near
the torch
you,
up. I don't know what the range
but
on
torches
torchlight
kind
is.
of do, was it 20 feet of flickering torchlight? Maybe 30?
20 bright, 20 dim. So, out to 40 feet.
Yeah, I'd say you saw that, sort of. You saw something happening. You saw snow flying through the air.
Snowball fight.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Hex and ping off an arrow.
Okay. Bearing in mind Miette and Yorick are both in front of it.
Yep.
So it's going to be a tricky
Doing my
shot.
best. I'm an archer. +2 on top of that. That's 17.
17 hits, yeah.
So that's D8, D6, and D4. Dice stacking. That was awful.
Okay.
4 piercing,
Uh-huh.
1 necrotic, and 1 fire.
Oh.
I rolled 3 ones on all of my dice. So if you want the totals, that's 6.
Yeah,
Points
I
damage.
got 6, yeah. I'm not quite that bad at maths, so.
I
Close,
apologise,
though.
man. That was
It's gone
awful.
10, so how good is anyone at maths?
Well, exactly.
Oh, and I'll give the creature disadvantage on strength ability checks.
Okay.
Doesn't affect second throws, though. Dog on stream.
I'll go.
What you doing, lady dog? No, I don't need help. Thank you, baby. Good girl. So, that's your go, Melissa?
Yep.
Okay,
That's all I
so
can do.
it is me to go, then Celeste preparing. So,
Would that trigger any of our held action?
yes, it would trigger your held action, wouldn't it, Trellador? Because you were holding for if anybody attacked. So you can go. Nobody else was holding anything, were they? Snow was, but we got round to his go before that happened, so...
Same as me.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep. Trellador, you can make an attack.
Okay, I'll attack recklessly.
Okay.
22
22 definitely hits.
with 10 points of slashing.
Ouch. As you bite into this thing, you can see this sort of... Couldn't see it while it was in the water, but this sort of blue-black ichor-like blood starts to seep out of the wound. So that was your held action. So it's her go. She will be up to. Okay. It is going to attack you with its staff, which is a blimey, 23 to hit. Sorry, this is Snow.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hits.
Oops, no. Sorry, wrong dice. Apologise. That's 12 points of piercing damage as the point of this glowing yellow staff pierces into your shoulder. And again it goes wow.
Now that was rude. I've only tried to talk to you and I didn't threaten you.
Okay, and it will claw at you, which is 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
With 10 points of slashing damage.
Snow is out.
Oh shit, really? Wow.
Yep. I was already hurt from the...
Oh, of course, from the sea elves in the water. Oh dear. And you're far away from everyone. Okay. So as you fall back into this shallow pool that's in here, all you hear is blah, 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 blah. So that's that one. This one is going to move up. And it's going to cost. I need a thing. I haven't got a thing.
A MacGuffin.
That's okay. I'll use this. Behind Trelador, a large trident appears and will attack.
Spiritual trident.
Spiritual
Does it
trident.
get Does it get advantage? Because I was reckless.
Yes, of course. Why not?
Yeah, it's all attack rolls. I didn't know if it was just the one.
Okay, cool.
No, it's all attack.
Let's have a look. Spell attack, isn't it? So that's 4, so that's 22 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, and that is. It's really annoying. That is 10 points of force damage as this thing smacks into the back of your head.
Ouch.
Okay, that's its go. Other one is going to move up to here. Just hold an action. And this fella is going to turn and attack you. With his sword, that's a...
Advantage again.
That's, yeah, okay. That's good, because that would have been a 5. That's not much better, that's a 15.
15's my armor class.
Okay. That's 5 points of slashing damage as he reaches out with his sword with an uppercut. And he's
Things hurt when you're not raging, don't they?
They do, yeah. And then who's multi-attack? Okay, he's going to try and bite you. So that's 8 to hit.
No.
He reaches around his shield and tries to bite at you, but is unsuccessful. So, would be Gus. Celeste, you're up with Yorick preparing, please.
Have I heard / seen snow go down?
Well, you can't see into the hole, so no.
Okay.
There's a wall here between you and the hole, and there's a bloke stood there, and Miette and a dwarf. So.
Would I have heard anything though?
You've heard fighting, but you know there's fighting all around here. You wouldn't necessarily know it was Snow. You probably think that Snow was fighting because you saw him go in there or go that way. You haven't actually seen the hole yet.
Okay.
So you just assume he's behind here.
I will Misty Step behind Trelador.
Okay. So there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do so, you can see a figure there, a figure over there, and a hole in the wall. And from that angle, you can probably just see Snow's body floating face up in a pool of water.
Oh dear. And I will, seeing that, change what I was originally going to do and cast a healing word at level 2 at Snow.
Okay.
You get 9 points of healing.
No, you don't, because this one here counterspells your spell.
Okay.
But that's that reaction.
Rude.
I know. Isn't it horrible when things counterspell you? Anything else?
What
Celeste?
why would we have a problem? Snow's down. And that's my turn.
Okie dokie. Yorick, you are up with Trellador preparing, please. So, seeing Celeste disappear, reappear the other side of the fight, and yelling out that Snow has got a problem.
Well, I can't really do much. I can't get through, and for some reason the rogues just appeared in front of me. Yeah, get out of the way. But I will cast. What did you call you? Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Where would you like spiritual weapon to be?
Kind of on or slightly behind the guardian fella in front of me. Yeah.
The one that's hexed, yeah?
That one, yeah.
Okay. It's getting a bit tight in there. Ooh.
That's what she said.
Aha. Was waiting for it, and you didn't disappoint.
I can roll an attack on that straight away. Oh, but there's a natural one to start. That's a good.
That's not good.
You need to fire that dice.
Say again, Deb.
I was going to say you need to fire that dice. It's the second natural one tonight.
That's his first natural one, and I've got one natural 20 and one natural 1. So you know.
Balance.
That's the game.
The force is in balance.
I thought you got a 1 earlier this evening. No?
My
bad.
That was James.
So that was the first action. I will action throw a sacred flame at the very same.
Okay, cool. That's a dex save, isn't it?
Dex save.
Dex save. Is it?
Right. Really low.
No, it is not. It got a 4.
Oh, excellent. And I rolled a 7.
Yay! 7 points of damage. Okay. Anything else, Yorick?
That'll be me, thank you.
Oh,
I can't resist.
Trellador, you are up with Miette. Preparing, please.
Okay, I would like to rage.
Of course, no problem.
I'll roll my wild magic.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a useful one. Okay, so tendrils lash around me, and I can hit all the baddies within 30 feet of me must succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Okay.
1d12.
Who's within 30 feet of you?
A d12.
Is it all the ones you can see, or just everything?
Each creature of your choice that you can see.
All right. Okay. So you can see the 4 that are outside. You can't actually see in here at the moment.
So they all need to make Constitution save throw or take 12 necrotic damage or max.
Okay. Constitution save, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
What's the DC then?
It should say on the...
Yeah. The effective Constitution save is DC 8 plus your proficiency plus Constitution.
Okay.
8. Sorry.
It's 10 plus Constitution.
Yeah, 10 plus your con mod.
Yeah, 13.
13. Okay. Well, the first one got 16. That's him right in front of you. The next one got 17. The one behind you over here, that seems very low. Let's have a look. Constitution. That's a 7, so that fails. That one over there, it's a 20, so that succeeds. So was it D12, yeah?
Yeah, they take 12 because they're all 12 on a d12.
12. Okay, cool.
And I get 12 temporary hit points as well.
Nice.
That's a good one.
That's my bonus action. And then with my action, I will recklessly attack the one that was attacking before.
Sure. Okay.
21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
5 plus 3 rage. 10 points of slashing damage.
10 points of slashing damage. Okay, nice.
That's me.
Okie dokie. So, Miette, you are up with me preparing.
Can I imitate what? Well, obviously not, because I don't have a second yet there to bounce off the hip of. Speaking of which, I should probably ask what happened to me in light of that maneuver before I do anything.
Given him his fairly high acrobatics check, he just pushed you down and you went, what the and reacted okay, you were fine.
Okay, fair enough. So, allowing for the fact that there's not a third tabaxi for me to bounce off of,
Okay.
can I want to try and like imitate his maneuver in terms of acrobating over and or around this guy to try and get into the room where Snow is.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you back up, you could possibly try jumping over him, or you could try and slip your way between the pair of them.
That sounds good.
Which would you like to do? Jump over or jump between? Either way is going to be an acrobatics check, but the DC for jumping over is slightly higher because you have nothing to push off.
We'll try with the go between then, because my dice tend not to be that good to me.
Go for it. Acrobatics check, please.
19.
Yep, I'll say you can get through them to here. Did you want to go into the room where Snow is?
I did.
Okay. If you do that, then you will get an opportunity attack from one of them, because you're leading
Fair.
his melee range.
Disengage.
Which is...
Or disengage, as Snow says.
Are you disengaging, are you? Bonus action
Since
disengage?
that's an option, yes.
Sure, no, then he doesn't get that, that's fine. So yeah, you jump into this pool of water up to your knees, which Snow is floating face up in. There is another one of these figures standing there with a spear with a glowing yellow tip on it. Looking at him, looks up as you enter. What would you like to do?
I am going to draw my daggers and position myself defensively over Snow, so at least, he can't get pushed under the water to drown.
Okay, I'll say you can get there.
Try. Fuck it, we can't communicate with this thing anyway.
Up to you.
Or I have a theory about how we can communicate with it, but it's not feasible to try at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. So, my go is going to attack back at Trelador.
With advantage.
Because of Reckless. Okay. So, that's that one. That's that one. That is a natural 20 to hit. That's 6 points. Sorry, no, 3 points of slashing damage, and his bite attack, which is at 15 plus.
Half to. Is that? Did you half
sorry,
it?
Sorry, half. Yeah, that's half to 3. Sorry, and a 16 to hit with a bite.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. That's 5 half to 2 points of piercing damage, and a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution 14.
14. You take 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And you are now poisoned. If I can find my poisoned. Oh, I've lost him. Must be around here somewhere. remember it. Can't find me poison one. I've lost. Oh,
It's
no.
okay. I put it on my character sheet. Now.
Okay, cool. Oh, no. I've literally, just as you said that, I found it. Of course. Oh, come on. Right. Okay. So, that's that. That's his go. Snow, you are up. Death saving throw, please. A 1. That's 2 failures. Florian's not here. Melissa, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to get myself and Florian to just move around that stalactite a little bit to get us a better view. Especially now that Miette's moved out of the way, I can see these things clearly. I assume I can't see through the hole into...
You cannot from there, no.
Yeah,
You can see a light emanating from it, but...
Yeah, I'm just going to take a shot at the...
the hexed one?
The hexed one, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Natural 20.
Nice. What we'll do, guys, is we'll finish this round of combat, and then we'll stop, okay? Because it's getting late.
So that's not great again. That's 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
7 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And 7 points of fire damage.
All the 7, 7, 7, 7. Or 21, as it's called. Anything else?
Yeah. No, that's all I can really do. I've kind of got my bonus actions going. I assume it's still standing.
It is, yeah. I mean, it looks hurt. Because it's got an arrow sticking out of it. It's been hexed. It's got necrotic damage happening to it. It's not a happy bunny. You know, it's got a
I like to imagine the necrotic damage is akin to like having a heart attack.
Okay, yeah, we can go with that. That seems reasonable. Okay, so that's your go. It's my go with Celeste preparing. So this creature here is going to attack Miette with her spear. Is 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And that is 11 points of piercing damage. And then it's going to claw attack you, which is 24 to hit. Ooh.
Yep.
Which is that one? Oh, for God's sake, come back. Oh, good. So that's 4 points of slashing damage with its claws. And again, sorry, I missed what you said. I was being all Murlocky.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say I'm rethinking my plan.
Fair enough.
This was a bad plan.
So this one is going to
Very bad.
You need to greet me when I'm trying to save you.
+4. Okay, so has an 18 hit you, Celeste?
Yes.
It does. Okay. So guiding bolt, which is first level, which is radiant. Some more d6s. Oh, God's sake. You believe it, like 3 1s and a 3. So 6 points of radiant damage as Celeste lights up with a weird yellow glow.
Yeah, funnily enough, not really feeling that sorry for you right now, Chaz.
For me? Oh, why? I only rolled 6 on my 46. That seems mean. Oh well. So yeah, next strike has advantage on you. Because guiding bolt. Okay, that's her go. The other one is going to, seeing that, going to do the same to Trelador. Which is a 14 to hit.
Nope, misses.
Doesn't hit. So the guiding bolt just dissipates as it goes. Okay, number B, which is the one there, is going to move up to you, Yorick, and smackety smack. Which is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, no, that one. It's 8 points of slashing damage. And then take a bite at you. Which is an 8 to hit. God's sake.
Oh.
The dice are turning on me.
Woohoo.
Celeste, you are up with the Yorick preparing, please.
Can I get past into the hole?
Yes, you will
Yeah, I know.
take an opportunity attack as you pass to get into the hole, yes.
I want to get away from the guy that counterspelled me before, so...
Yeah, you're out of his vision if you want to go actually in.
Yeah. I'm going to run right up to Snow.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah, you're out of that vision.
Did you have an attack of opportunity?
I did, yeah, let's just
Yeah, at
do
advantage
that.
because of the guardian bolt.
Yeah. So that's a 13 for the first one, and an 18 for the second one.
Yep, that hits.
So that is 7 points of slashing damage as you run past.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on. They have Sentinel. Sorry.
Ooh. Cruel.
You're determined to kill us today.
They're guards. Those two are guards. They're not supposed to let anybody get into the hole.
Didn't one of them hit Snow?
He disengaged.
No,
disengaged.
before he did that.
No, he disengaged to get in. Because
No,
he landed
when he
behind
jumped
them.
over them.
Yeah, but he landed
took
in their
him-
melee range.
Yeah, but you said one of them took an attack of opportunity as
Yes.
he jumped over.
As he jumped over and landed in their melee range. He didn't go out of their melee range till he disengaged.
Okay. Well, if I can't move, I can't move. I will use my bonus action to invoke my starry form.
Well, you can see him through the hole, if that helps.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get away from the guy that stopped me from healing last time. That was the whole point. But that's fine. I will invoke my starry form.
Okay.
I assume I'm still right next to Trelador.
Yes.
So at the moment I'm probably worse off than him. So I'm going to heal myself and try and heal myself and use the starry form to heal Snow.
Okay. Go for it.
We both get 7 hit points back,
Okay.
assuming it goes through.
Snow, you come to consciousness, floating. It's you look up and Miette is standing in front of you, between you and this thing that stabbed you. But yes,
Yeah.
the healing goes through. Anything else,
Okay.
Celeste?
That's my action, bonus action, and
All
movement.
right, sure. Yorick, you're up with Trelador preparing, please.
This guy moved up to me, didn't he? That
He
kind
did,
of
yeah.
changed to do. What do these guys look like? Are they're just people? Are they?
They're sort of grey skinned, tall, and They look a bit like the sea elves that you saw, with this sort of
Are they-
strange elven features in a misshapen head, almost like a dolphin.
Right. Are they wearing armour of any sort?
They're wearing. No, they're not wearing armour, but they has a huge tower shield.
Probably not worth it then. Okay, well, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna swing the hammer
Okay.
and the spiritual hammer. So I'll do
You're
the.
going to move him up, move spiritual hammer up, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So spiritual hammer. Christ, rolls a 9,
No. That
and real hammer rolls a fucking 10.
no, that doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry.
Them's the dice.
Them's the dice indeed. Trelador, you're up with Miette preparing, then me.
Okay, I'm poisoned, so I'm going to attack recklessly, which will make it just a straight roll. for
Okay,
me.
yep, that makes sense.
The same one. 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits.
Ooh. 15 points of slashing.
Oof. Okay. Seems like it's already hurt. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Okay.
Yeah, now stay around.
Okay. Miette, you are up. Snow appears to be breathing behind you,
Always a good start.
but this thing is still in front of you.
Yes, I want to try and do something very foolish because that is
I
my
like foolish.
modus operandi. So using acrobatics because I don't have the strength for it, might it be possible to sweep the legs there from under this guy and get him? Basically, I'm trying to get his head under the water.
Okay.
So it's kind of like using myself as momentum to, like, sweep, twist, plunge.
Okay. Make an
Makes
unarmed
sense in my head.
attack for me.
Sorry, I clicked wrong.
Sure.
17?
17 hits. So I'll say that you don't roll any damage, but what you do is you knock them into the pool. Got a twist into the pool. You want to knock them face down, yeah?
Head in the water anyway, doesn't matter if
Head
it's
in the
face up or
water.
face down.
Okay. Sure. I'll say you knock them prone. Anything else?
Grand, so
Anything else?
in the hopes that he can understand us, or one of our languages or something, going to say to him, while he's under the water, call your men off. Or
Okay.
call your men off.
Fair enough. Okay. So if that's your go, then it's my
Yes.
go, which is the dude that's in front of Trelador. He will swing again. That's, with advantage because reckless, yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's handy. Oh, that's even worse. That's a 9 to hit.
No.
Okay, that's going well. So we're at the top of the round. So what we'll do is we'll pause there. Snow's go, because it is now 20 to 11. We don't normally run this late, so I will make a note of all the initiatives and the healths of the mobs, and we will pick this up next week. Gosh.
Do we still get question time?
Yeah, well, we can do a quick question time. That's not a problem. Let's just unfocus that before I switch it back to my beautiful face, because nobody needs to see me in glorious close up, do they? So that was exciting.
Oh,
I rolled
Exciting
really
to know
well,
first.
and then shit.
feel that.
Yes.
I was,
Sorry, go
I,
ahead.
Have
I
to
was-
wait next week to see if my plan works.
I was going to throw a guiding bolt at it, and then it stepped up towards me, and then I couldn't really do it without disadvantage.
Yeah.
And then I was deciding whether
Oh,
healed. Chaz has gone.
sorry about that. It just all disappeared there. Discord decided to just vanish. But I'm back.
Yeah, and then I was deciding whether to heat metal on the shield to try and get him to drop the shield, and then I thought I'll just, and then I just rolled horribly.
You did, yes.
Didn't do what I wanted to do, then decided not to do something, and then just didn't do anything.
I feel you, Martin. I feel you.
Yeah. I get it. So. But yeah, interesting. Thank you, big thank you to James for the tools to make the map. I'm like loving my new toys, they're so cool. So I wasn't sure whether you'd actually get down to the cave or not, because, you know, there's got to be at least one dwarf that goes, let's explore!
What else are we here for if not to
Exactly. Get
drive
into
the
trouble.
And you know, there may be a point brought up later that people have a go at the dwarves for just running into danger,
There may be.
and then some rogue just disappears behind enemy lines and gets himself struck down, and there's a big panic, and people are probably going to be fine with that kind of religion, but you know.
We really need to work on our strategies because we keep getting ruined by these bottlenecks. The fact that the two elves can misty step in is helpful, but
I don't feel like we're a strategy kind of party.
I have not noticed any strategy of any kind, really.
Because the problem is that it depends on who's strategizing. Because
I think
if
all of you are.
Florian or Celeste were to strategize, then Trelazor is going to shrug and go off and do his own thing anyway. If someone tries being overly militaristic to Miette and Snow, the rogues are just going to go and do their own thing anyway. And you can apply that rhythm to everyone in the party. There's going to be someone that if they're saying, you know, we do this, someone else is going to be like, no.
yeah, the party has not quite gelled yet.
There's definitely an aspect of that, but also I think at level 3 we don't have a huge amount of tools in our arsenal to do a great deal of strategy, other than battlefield positioning. But we're all kind of.
I say getting hit by a counterspell at level 3 is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's
Especially when you're the only real healer and you've only got a certain amount of spell slots and everybody's getting the shit kicked out of them.
What do you mean the only real healer?
Have you
Who
cast
have you
your
healed
yet?
besides yourself?
I healed a couple of bandits once.
You did. This is very true.
I think you
And you
healed
healed
me
me.
once from the chair. That's about it.
I couldn't get in. There was no way for me to get past. There was no room to.
No, I know.
But yeah, in this case, I would have, because you had called out that he was down, but I just couldn't get there. Some of us can't misty step.
And I
I
was
only
in the
did it
way.
once. Well, no, I don't know if that's. Can
But yeah,
use it
I mean,
as a spell
On
slot?
spell on rest.
No, yeah, I can't actually use it as a spell slot to get there.
Oh, short rest. One spell short rest.
but I do appreciate that counterspell is not something you would normally expect at level 3, but I have 8 PCs to try and balance encounters with, so...
Six
Six.
at the moment.
Six. Two of them weren't playing.
Well, true, but when I roll the encounter, I roll for 8, and I balance for 8. I have scaled it down somewhat because you are missing 2. But the point still stands, I have to do things that you wouldn't normally expect at this level to balance it because of the sheer weight of the action economy.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless I put, you know, a 2-to-1 ratio of mobs to PCs, you're just going to steamroller everything.
Yep.
So expect these little unexpected quirks going forward. Otherwise, it's going to get really boring. And you like a bit of excitement in your life, anyway. You must admit.
It is interesting playing a campaign where every single session is a legitimate question of, is this today the day that my character dies?
Yeah, I was really concerned about Snow at that one point when he rolled a natural one.
Especially when they rolled that natural one. I'm like,
That's why I was like, unless I get counter spelled, please
I mean,
don't do it.
that's no, nobody likes to see that. I don't like to see that. Not a natural one on a death saving throw. That is awful.
Not
That
like
is
this.
bad.
I've done it and I've died from it.
Yeah, it is. No, it's really bad. So,
And we don't currently have things such as Revivify.
no,
That's
you
a-
do not.
In
That's
this
a
world,
whale.
fortunate enough to have that around, but not.
This is why I have 3 backup characters planned.
A wise
I'm
man indeed.
great.
Wow.
I'm playing in a campaign. We're all level 8. None of us have Revivify, and we barely have any healing. It's terrifying.
Kind of more exciting though. You probably have to strategize a bit more then.
Oh, we do, but we also have the problem of rogues that don't listen to strategy.
Oh, we've got
I do my own thing.
of rogues disappearing behind enemy lines and getting in the way of frontline fighters. So you know,
Also, the rogue is pissed off and is
got
sitting
out
eating his
of the
cheese
way.
wheel.
You also have the problem here that both your rogues are cats,
yeah.
and therefore won't listen to anybody.
It's like, there's a room there that I can't see into that might have something in it. I must investigate.
Yep, that's
I
basically
mean, you
what
all
went
saw
through.
my real life inspiration make an appearance during
Yes,
the session.
indeed, she did.
Best move though, Dan, that wild magic thing you threw out at the start.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was just pure luck. It was 1 on a D8.
Shame it only hit one of the 4, but
Yeah.
that's still better than nothing.
Yeah,
But the temporary hit points help.
Yeah.
In theory, I thought that if I could get in there and speak to the head honcho, maybe we could diffuse the situation. And then everybody started fighting outside, and that kind of...
No. Melissa started fighting outside.
No.
Everyone started.
I have
The
not
sea elves-
attacked. I have only
The sea
defended.
elves. The sea elves drew first blood
I don't
because they
remember.
attacked Snow as he jumped over.
That's true.
Oh, they're kind
I
of-
have only healed.
I haven't attacked anyone.
I have
Okay,
only.
that's not true. I've knocked someone over.
You have.
But I didn't do damage to him.
This is very true.
And if he's speaking kind of like a dolphin but slowed down, maybe it's only intelligible from under the water, which is what my thinking was. And not getting into the puddle. But we'll have to wait until next week to find out, which is not my burning question.
Go on then, what's your burning question?
My burning question from this week is, what is Timu's type?
I mean, I suspect
Not Snow.
it's definitely not snow.
That's saying we know not snow, but I mean, that's still a wide margin.
There's there's a lot of others to choose from, isn't there? Really, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what Timu's type is, if she even has a type.
That's true.
Oh, Jay's gone now.
Melissa's hiding lest she break another heart.
This is very true.
Another question, though, which I've been meaning to ask for a few weeks: where the hell is Mikkel's wife? Because I was assuming she was on board, or was the wife something he was joking about and hasn't actually acquired yet?
Mikkel's wife is not on board. No, he does have a wife. She's just not on board at the moment.
Does she have her own ship? Why is she not on board?
All
This is
things
confusing.
that could be very well be answered.
Maybe
At some
she'll
point.
ring.
Or, you know, technically, coming from Yet's point of view, it's kind of like, what is this marriage thing of which you speak?
Cool. Right,
Right.
so if anybody's got any pressing questions, we'll wrap it up because I think it's getting late and people turn into pumpkins and that sort of thing. So unless anybody's got a question they must ask right now. No? Cool. Okay, well,
Combat's not over, so no point to ask about leveling.
no, not yet.
Not I.
not in the mid-fight. That would be...
Not even Vinny's stupid enough to ask that one.
Someone had to mention it. It's become a theme at the end of the game.
That is very true. So, with that burning question answered, no. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Good night.